The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste it. You ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house, and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Bound mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. Weak soap game, had a game, so it's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, I mean pay dues. Move with the mind state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, I said it's all about timing. Till it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste, you ain't got no time to talk. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste, you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus some UNDERDOG acres, a lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'm a fucker, then I leave her. It's the old Mac knees, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac knees.
Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep you straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through and wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dropping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tail, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, pushing packs, all I do is make squeal. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man, he'll get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the
ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know? Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money, money.
Hard out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up, fantasy football hustler, back at ya. What up, wake and bake. Let's get it. What up, Philly Mike OG? Philly Mike OG in the house. Hit the dispensary last night, so we got a couple new flavors to try out. What up, Song? Peacock, what up? He said, fry, yeah. Yes, sir. Triple X Lex said, Carr is not the guy. Put in Winston. Man, I mean, that's what sucks. They paid him to be the guy. They paid him to be the guy. And, yeah, it's been a whole lot of nothing. It's been real ugly over there so far. All right, so this first one that we're going to try here, this one looked really appealing in the shop. It's the Jenny Kush. Okay, the Jenny Kush. Yeah, it sucks because they're not paying Winston like anything, right? It's almost like he's not even being taken seriously out there. Yeah, I know. Peacock said, I thought Jameis was coming in for a minute. Yeah, because Carr was, I mean, shit, not looking good at all. I mean, it was trash all around. All right, here we go. Let's try a bowl of this Jenny Kush. Jenny. And South Sea 77. Ridley is a droppable. Bro, what the fuck is going on with Ridley? What an embarrassment. Yeah, it's like I can't even tell anybody. I mean, even this week, nobody really asked about Ridley. It's like everyone just kind of like just plays him blindly. I don't think he's going to be getting played blindly anymore. Like, I feel like this next week coming up, I don't know when the hell when the hell is their bye week? Oh, shit. No, not next week. Is it the week after? Let's see. Yeah, CT Law's week 9. Okay, so we still got some time. And yes, I was the idiot who started him. Don't worry, bro. I was an idiot who started him too in dynasty leagues. Like, literally, like, I mean, just the depth in some of these dynasty leagues, like, we don't have it to be able to sit a guy like Ridley. I'm glad I don't have him in too many redraft. What up, Dennis? And Corbin said Carr was getting pissed though, so miscommunication went on a bane, yeah. And like the play that I really saw him getting pissed at was when Olave kind of stopped, like not like literally like stopped to like 0%, but he was running up the sideline. They just started kind of like jogging. You could tell he didn't go full speed. And then like Carr, he threw like 5 yards, like out of bounds. Didn't even look like it was in a position for like Olave to catch it, even if he was running full speed the entire time. But Carr was hella pissed about that. Like Carr was hella pissed about that. And let's see. Magic Man Ricky said Carr. Yeah, Carr is pissing me off in my league. It's -6 for a pick six. Damn, and only a 2-point difference from him and T-Law. Damn. Yeah, in our dynasties, the interceptions are -4, and a pick six is like -1. So it would be -5 if you throw a pick six in ours. Peacock said Carr's not on the same page with the young receiver, only the washed ones. I mean, Michael Thomas doesn't even look that good out there. What up, Phil? He said, I think Olave is a little rattled from the play before. Potentially. I mean, yeah, it was just bad all around for them yesterday. Really bad for everybody except for ETN, major game. Christian Kirk, I mean, finished off nice with the 40 whatever yard, with the whatever yard touchdown was like 44-yard touchdown. Philly Mike OG said, I must be tripping. Where's Tino and Derek? Not in here yet. Not in here yet. It is Friday. And the real CP3, hey, I was wondering where you went, bro. And he said Kamara caught 12 balls. Insane. Like they just, let's go look at like the target market share yesterday, but I'm pretty sure Kamara was the lead receiver. I mean, shit for both teams. Let's see, where is and the real CP3, what happened, man? Why did you unfollow and then you just followed back right now? Everything all Gucci? Let's see. Here we go. Let's see what the target market share was for him compared to everybody else. Yeah, Kamara got 14. Shit, Chris Olave got 15 targets last night. Damn. Michael Thomas got 8. Rashid Shaheed, or no, Michael Thomas got 7. Rashid Shaheed got 8. Taysom Hill got 5 targets. Foster Moreau got 9. Wild. And hey, we got Bogey in the house.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Hey. Why? Hey, can you dig it? You know, Derek Carr is not any good.
And Phil said, no, he's horrible. And Phil said, watching the game in Prime Vision looked like Shaheed and Olave were open on some plays, but Carr sucked and he could only hit Alvin. Well, he was like checking it down hella quick. Like I know that there was a lot of plays where he had a defensive end like in his face within like 1 second or 2 seconds and had to get rid of it.
You know what that is, right?
What?
It's PTSD from being behind that Raiders line for so many years, having to get the ball out quick. He goes over. It's crazy because he's been doing that all year with the Saints. Like he just feels the pressure coming that's not even there. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's PTSD for sure. I mean, he always had a top 3 quickest release. You know what I'm saying? In the league. You know what I'm saying? Him, Brady, Phil Rivers, they're always in that category. You know what I mean? Because they got to get the ball out quick. Obviously, pressure's coming. And that offensive line, even their first round pick, Penny, whatever it was, their offensive line, the one that used to replace Armstead. Yeah, that guy's not any good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember Spencer, he was like, man, I was so big on the kid, you know, one of the highest rated at the position in that class. And I'm like, you know, that's kind of the part that could fuck you up, though, because you could be the shiniest turd out of like, you know.
And who are you talking about again?
Penny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're the offensive linemen. I remember they drafted him and Olave in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Phil said Prime Vision's dope. Yeah, I like that more than the traditional one. We get like the blimp cam or whatever. I know it might not be official blimp cam, but yeah, we get that over the top view and you can really see because in a lot of these plays where they're just showing it, you can't see that Olave
you don't see them down the field.
Yeah, and you can see like Carr, like man, just missing on his projection.
If you guys are really into that shit, just get the Game Pass. It's actually really worth it if you're like I said, if you're into that shit. what was it? It was Candlestick. We had a Game Pass before.
Mm-hmm.
It was when he was coaching his son's team too. Because why not get some ideas of some actual NFL teams, put some plays together. But you get all the shit. You get the line judge angle. You know what I mean? You get it's all the coaches' film outside of just only the television shit.
And Dennis said, I'm calling for the head of Kevin on Facebook. Said he's bragging and boasting about Watson. He said, off with his head. Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing, about.
Well, and listen, let that guy boast. You know what? Just let all the comments pile up, and then we'll leave one comment in there like,
well, I already did.
You will have to buy pussy like Watson.
No, I already did leave a comment in there. I was like, man, it takes a really weird person to take a victory lap on someone being injured. And I mean, everybody agreed with me.
I mean, it's funny. It's like, show me your leagues. Are you even winning in spite of not having Watson? Because that's his whole thing, right? Like,
well, it was there was a few people before the season started who were like, oh man, I'm not touching Watson.
With no real apparent reason or logic. Right. It was just they didn't like him because he's a potential like serial rapist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And Kevin's like
I acted like that was like not a bad reason to hate him. Well, they didn't like him only because he's an accused serial rapist. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. He's not an accused serial rapist necessarily.
He's
he was accused for a lot of things, for sure.
Yeah.
And, but he was.
Well, we shouldn't justify anything he's done.
Well, but he wasn't. I mean, here's another thing, though. I mean, I know, like this is gonna be touchy, but a lot of white people they love talking shit about any kind of minority, whether they were set free, guilty, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, oh, you were in this situation, you're just mad guilty no matter what. And
don't let a white person. Then Alec Baldwin, he shoots somebody on set. Like, no, he's so innocent.
Or the dude from that 70s show or whatever. He was actually. Now he is convicted.
Yeah, he was dropping all kind of N-bombs and stuff.
No, he's a convicted rapist.
Is he? Oh, that guy's a piece of shit.
He got sentenced to 30 years, and there was a whole bunch of random people like Ashton Kutcher and Mia, whatever the hell her name is, coming out writing character letters, for him. And
what's crazy is why? I mean, he's not a looker either.
I mean, you got money; it doesn't matter.
But come on, you're not a looker.
Yeah, but see, it was funny. Their response to why they did it. We didn't know that this was going to be public information.
But they don't have to worry about nothing because they're beautiful people.
Well, they're rich either way, but
no, I'm saying Ashton and his broad. They're beautiful people. Hyde is an ugly fucker. No one gives a fuck about him. They're like, fuck this racist. Put him under the prison. I'm telling you, beautiful people got it easier, man.
There's a lot of people hating on him right now. And what Philly Mike OG says, I don't know, man. I think we need NW Wolfpack thing one time. And I just have the regular NWO. Where is it? And Peacock said, I haven't been on Facebook. Gonna go check that out. I don't even know if you'll see it necessarily. I saw it pop up on my feed, and it's because me and him are friends, on Facebook. So I think that's the reason why I saw it pop up. There was a couple people who went and responded, but it's not. Let's see.
He's about to be in there till he's 60 something. He's got to be 40 something now, right? He's older than us.
Yeah. Oh no. No, the Kevin dude, he's
I was talking about Hyde, my bad.
Oh yeah, Hyde.
The Kevin guy's like a kid, right?
Yeah, he's in college. Yeah, Hyde's fucked. And he's shit, because even with the good time or whatever, you could only serve 50 to 40% or some shit like that. But
to be honest too, he's gonna be PC'd up.
Well, of course.
Yeah, and you know what I mean?
And he's gonna be in some medium security, he's not gonna be in no fucking maximum security facility or nothing.
But and he has to be in PC because not only is he a celebrity, but he's a convicted rapist. They will fuck you up.
It's different at those low security fucking prisons and shit.
Because it's full of guys like that.
Yeah, or I mean, just white collar crimes, and things like that. So maybe that's one reason why why he can't go in there. Maybe because of the nature of his crimes, but you know how it goes with money. Like you can make shit happen somehow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's getting that syndicated money from the goddamn 70s show. That's just crazy, bro. Like, if he was into like taking things by force. You're rich. Go pay a hooker and give her a script. Here, this is what you're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of us in the room, and you know what I mean. People are into weird shit like that. But even more so weird that I'll never understand is that why they get the arousal. They get aroused from like taking something that they don't want to give up to them. You know what I mean? Like that's just
probably because they're used to getting everything they want.
Probably. That's a good point.
Smokey the Cat, he said, what up? Need a flex? JSN, Dodson, Tony, Atwell, Michael Wilson. He said that's what's on waivers.
Be Dodson.
I'm going 2-2 as of now, and JSN would be the close second. And if either like DK doesn't play at all, I'll play JSN.
I forgot about that part.
Today's the most important practice out of it all. So if DK didn't practice, and he comes in and gets in a full practice today, nothing even matters.
He was limited, right? Yesterday.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. Him and Charbonnet, they both did not practice on Wednesday. Got in limited yesterday. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say Addison. Addison Dodson. He ain't done shit, man.
This should be the game, right? Versus the Giants. Like, this is the matchup.
Outside receivers have been eating on them all year, so
it's outside of like who someone brought up what's it called? Ridley, South Sea 77. I was like, man, Ridley fucking sucks because everybody just blindly starts him. I was like, nobody even asks us if they should start Ridley anymore because we'd probably just say you got to start him over whatever options you got. And I was like, it's not going to be like that now. They got I think one more game until their bye week, and I bet a lot of people just sit him this next week.
That depends.
It depends on who you got, but shit,
yeah.
He's had two good. I'll say he's had one good game, and then he's had another one where he didn't kill us.
I will say this: when you add a weapon of that caliber, it's supposed to make the entire offense better. It's supposed to make Trevor Lawrence better. Yeah, they didn't do that.
That line though, that's what's crazy is the line just every week it's like they got a new piece that goes down.
It's what's the line more detrimental for pass pro? Because they're able to run the ball decent, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that more just on ETN?
I don't know. There was whatever they were doing up front, it kept opening up this gaping hole between the tackle and the center, and then ETN ran down that lane a shitload of times, and then so did Trevor Lawrence 3 times. And I think he had 45 total yards rushing out of those 3 rushes up that little opening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was something going on there. You know what I mean? Because New Orleans don't let nobody gash them like that, you know? Thursday. I guess they were down DeMario. Were they down Davis?
I'm pretty sure Davis played.
Okay, I know he was he didn't practice all week, so.
And Peacock said some dude tried to call me out a few years ago on what is this? Kale Waring being a bust after he got hurt. I was like, bro, we didn't see him play a snap for 6 weeks, and then he got hurt. It's not a victory lap. I was just right. Yeah, for sure. And with Lance, for example, because that's someone who
blocked that guy from the group. Get rid of him.
I just turned on his the post approval, so we'll see what kind of stuff he if he's posting just trollish shit moving forward or not.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's kind of like Lance, where that same argument could be used for Lance. 3 years later, but it's just a certain, I don't know, we've seen it from Watson already. We've already seen it. We've seen it with bad teams and Peacock and not so great teams, and
he made them good.
Different. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they were not good, and then they got. I know that they did go to the playoffs with someone. I don't know. Peacock can tell us about that.
They went with Brian Hoyer.
There you go. Yeah, a year or two before.
And then they
Watson.
went with Osweiler later, like a couple years later.
Yeah.
The very next year they draft Watson.
And Dennis said this week has me hurting big time in the 32. Bro, I got fucking Joe Burrow over there. My team is really, really hurting this week. And Dennis said, and the 3QB league. I know I have a few Burrows in the 3QB league. I haven't went and looked at the matchups or anything.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Peacock said Hopkins made Watson good. I mean,
but then the next year without Hopkins, he had a career year in passing, didn't he?
And it was with Will Fuller
500 or something like that with Brandon Cooks and you know what I mean, and fucking Will Offler.
Yeah, I agree with you, Peacock, that Hopkins probably made Watson better, but I mean,
for sure,
he didn't make him what good. He was already.
I'll call Ryan Tannehill right now, and he'll be like, he didn't make me good.
Like, doesn't Deshaun Watson still have the best single game for like a fantasy player ever?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Or it's some kind of record that he has. Let me see.
Most nuts bust in the 3-hour spans.
It was let me see. It was the rookie record with 5 TDs. That's what it was. 5 TDs in a single game as a rookie
against the Seahawks.
No, versus the Titans.
Okay, damn, I don't remember
He
that.
He had 4 passing TDs and 1 rushing TD. And he was the third. Sorry, I guess it wasn't even a record. He was just the third rookie to ever do that. Charlie Connerly and Fran Tarkenton were the first 2, and nobody since. But I guess that is only rookies, though. CJ Stroud needs to tie that somehow. He could do it.
Yeah.
Matt said DJ Moore, Drake London, JMO, full PPR. I'm leaning London right now.
Yep, London against Buccaneers secondary. They get got. They just gave up 350 to Golfle.
Yeah. And Dalton said, should I trade Jamar Chase for CD Lamb and Jonathan Taylor? Nah. I'm just going to hold. You got to be in like dire need. And I think I'd still want more because CD hasn't been doing that great. Jonathan Taylor, I mean, we know what he could.
Like, you're going to buy 2. I mean, I guess you can use JT right now, but you're not. Yeah, I don't really want to swap from Chase down to CD with JT as the buffer, as the sweeten the deal part of it. Like, that didn't really sweeten the deal for me.
It feels like AJ Brown or something, where like you could play him like this week. And but yeah, I mean, kind of lame trading a bye week guy for a bye week guy. And Chase is the better bye week guy. Mm-hmm. And Peacock said Texans won playoff game. Good job, TJ Yates, Osweiler, and Watson.
Yeah. I mean, and Hopkins balled with every one of them except for Osweiler.
He didn't ball with Osweiler?
No.
Well, nobody did, right? Didn't he?
Only couldn't connect. Like, he just like it was one of those.
And didn't he only play there? How many games did he even play with the Texans? Well, it was like only a season, right?
The whole season.
What?
He was picked up. He was. I want to say he was traded for. Oh no, it was.
No,
yeah, he got a bag. He got like one of those Fugazi bags though. Whereas like after the year they traded him. They traded him to the Browns.
No, they released him.
They released him?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they cut him, and then the Broncos picked him back up for like $750,000.
That was the Browns that released him. Right? Yeah, like he went from the Texans to the Browns. I don't know if they traded him. I think they might have traded him.
Okay, well, so it was all in the same year because he was only on the practice squad for the Browns.
Yeah, but they like absorbed his contract, right? Like that. Is that what happened? They traded for him, or did I have that wrong?
No, he got released.
Oh wow, Texans just released him. Well, I mean, it was like a Fugazi contract, but and he got him into the playoffs, but it was really like in spite of him. Yeah. And they beat the Raiders that year. This is 2016. They beat the Raiders in a wild card because the Raiders had like McGloin or something like that. Like at QB, Derek Carr was dead. Plus, Derek Carr never deserves to play a playoff game anyway.
What up, Dems? What's going down?
What up, Dim?
And Matt says, I got Kamara in one league, very thankful, but going against him in another, and wouldn't
play more leagues.
Rather do nothing. Oh, okay. He's 1-5 in that league. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's got to get into more. Gotta get into more.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, when you look at something like you have a 1-5 team and you're on a Thursday night and this guy has ETN and Alvin Kamara, you're like, yep, that's my year this year. You know what I mean? In that league, right? You ever be like switching from league to league and your confidence changes? You're like, oh yeah, look at this, 5-1, killing shit. Then you get the 1-5.
Peacock said that year that Watson led the league in passing, he also only won 4 games. I mean, I'm sure one of the reasons why he led in passing was the defense not holding it down as well. Was that the year that was JJ Watt not even there?
He was still there. I think he was just hurt that year.
Okay. A lot of woes on that defense.
I don't think JJ is a nice person.
Why?
Just because he's always he doesn't seem like a happy person either. He's always he's very snarky. That's probably his personality. I don't not like him because it's just something I noticed. Because when he's on McAfee, they're all high, they're all up tempo, high energy. Hey, right, JJ? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, JJ, what do you think of this play? Whoa. It's whoa. I mean, I guess.
Well, we got to remember though, those guys are cheerleaders. JJ is not. They're there to be cheerleaders for the show. JJ's there because everyone wants to hear what he has to say.
Talk about McAfee.
I know.
Fuck the other guys.
Well, McAfee. That's just he just gets
McAfee's gassed up. You know what I mean? He's high energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's one. I feel like I'm like him in the sense when I get high, I'm juiced, bro.
Yeah.
I don't really get too high, and then I'm like, oh, I can't do anything. You know what I mean? Maybe JJ Watt's high. Drinks a lot. Yeah, that much. He said something pretty that resonated with me because, he obviously has Texans all in his heart because he played there for so long, and so he kind of adopted what the city feels and this. I didn't know. I mean, not that I didn't know, but I forgot that they play the Titans every year, and they come through, and then when they wear their throwbacks, it's the Oilers throwbacks, and you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure that PO's, OG Houston fans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because those things were sweet, man.
Yeah.
The Oilers, the baby blues.
Yeah. And Dem said Hunt, Ford, or Madison. None.
Ford.
I'll lean on the Hunt side.
I don't know why people are doing that.
What?
You got. I don't know. If I have the starter, I'd play him over Hunt.
Yeah, but still, it's a coin flip as far as they're both playing similar snaps. They're both getting similar touches. So he's a starter on paper, but
yeah,
that's just on paper. And
yeah, I'll just chase the workload. That's kind of been I'm not playing Madison against the Niners.
Yeah, fuck that.
Ford did. Yeah, I mean, unless you're like, hey, Hunt did things to them.
Yeah, it's crazy. There must be sometimes the Niners are feeling themselves and just taking a couple series off, and then the running back just gashes on a couple plays and makes up their game.
It did suck that we didn't have Greenlaw, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
hope he comes back because it was not cool putting him on my bench. And Dennis said Goff is the best QB in the NFC North.
Yeah,
sucks because man,
even last year he was. Out of all of them, maybe Cousins was better actually, statistically, but it's better than Rodgers. They were all better than Rodgers, tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. Derek, salute.
What's up, Derek?
And Richard, what up? Ford or Gibbs?
Dick, how you doing?
I'm leaning Gibbs as of now.
The Ravens, they're not the greatest against the run, are they? They're just better than Atlanta. I mean, they're not as good as Atlanta when we're comparing them. Where were the Ravens at, in the team?
I'm pretty sure they were 15. Low.
Okay.
So just dead smack in the middle.
I'll play the other.
Literally right.
I think I'll play anyone over Gibbs. But I guess he might be because Craig, I always call him Craig Rogers. Craig Reynolds came back to practice yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like Gibbs is going to really play the hell out of that Gibbs role. Which is the guy who gets less touches. but he might have. He's the Jalen Warren of that offense, but doesn't produce with little touches.
Let's see. Peacock said the Browns are stupid. They sent Brock to Cleveland along with
See, it was a trade, right? Texans traded in the Cleveland. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, so it must have been Cleveland that
released
him. And I don't know if it was before the season started or something.
I don't think he played a regular season game with them.
I don't think so either.
They went in there with Deshaun Kaiser and shit like that. Remember Deshaun Kaiser?
Yeah, and they didn't trade him because Broncos picked him up for less than $1 million or some shit like that, and it was like the best move. Like it was the smartest move and the dumbest move at the same time. It was the dumbest move for like bringing him back.
Well, because they wouldn't pay him though. You know, he
they didn't think he was worth $80 million that the Texans paid him.
He was demanding it because he contributed to that 8-game or 6-game absence of Manning, and he won
Bowl champion.
Yeah, and he won. There was a game on a Sunday night in that stretch, snowy game. They go into New England and whoop their ass with Brock Osweiler under center. You know what I mean?
What up, Dion?
What up, Dion? But that's also a credit to Gary Kubiak's system. That's that's a Shanahan system. That's a QB friendly. The thing with Brock Osweiler, he was like 6'7" and his arms like dragged on the ground. So even like when he would check it down, it would just sail right over the running back's head, sail right over the tight end's head. What was his name? Griffin. There was a Griff something. I forget his name, bro. I think he's on the Browns now. But when he was he would just throw it right over his head.
And Matt said Zay Flowers against Detroit or Watson against the Broncos. I'm just gonna be on the Zay Flowers side.
Zay.
He hasn't done anything yet.
He has a floor, and I think everybody is going to eat against the Broncos. But if you tell me there's one person to miss out on the party, I probably choose Christian Watson because like he's going to be
covered by
yeah,
more than likely.
Yeah.
And let's see. Kenji said, full PPR, would you trade away King Henry for either Mixon or Aaron Jones? Nah, I'm just gonna hold.
I don't want none of them. I mean, I don't want no Aaron Jones. I give me Mixon plus. I feel like if I have Henry, I can like move Henry for more. So give me Mixon plus. I'll do that. Maybe give me both those motherfuckers. I don't even want Aaron Jones.
And Phil said Love or Cousins. I mean, Cousins as JJ. I don't think anybody's saying that Goff is better than him, but Cousins without JJ did not look good this past week.
I'm just gonna play Jordan Love because that's a defense that he's going to play. The Broncos, they just produce QB1s on a week-to-week basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Top 12 finishers.
That's what the Browns do. I mean, the Broncos.
Gotta love it.
And Peacock said the Browns traded for Osweiler before the season. They took on the contract, allowing the Texans to pursue Tony Romo, but it didn't happen.
I remember that. They're trying to.
Tony.
I like Tony Romo. Show me the dimple.
He's all right. He's kind of whack though.
I loved him for fantasy. Come on.
Yeah, he was good for fantasy.
They were so bad. That team was so bad. It's like I think that's why I want Dak to be a thing so much because like I just remember throwing it like because the Cowboys they just always implode. Had to play from behind. It's just, I mean, I'm sorry, Cowboy fans. This is just true. You know what I mean?
That's what a lot would happen, though. Like, I remember Tony Romo failing a lot. Like, championship weeks and, like, just semifinal championship weeks, and, like.
He'll get you there.
Yeah, see, that's why he wasn't just failing in the the NFL playoffs.
I mean.
Derek said, no, we cannot use that job for Romo. He's a scrub, man. What's he have? One playoff victory like under his belt?
Yeah, I think that's a credit to the organization too, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, think about this. They made some right moves like having a Sean Payton as an OC and Bill Parcells as the HC and then, but then that, that wasn't going to last long with Uncle Jerry. You know what I mean? Uncle Jerry can't control a Bill Parcells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, what I'm saying? Then, like, when they can him, they don't retain Sean Payton, right?
And then
they didn't see him being this, prolific coach.
And remember, wasn't Tony Romo? He was like king of like the bad memes, like against the Cowboys. And it was always like, I remember always seeing the one where it was like him as like a toy, like a McFarlane toy. And it was like, be careful with this. It's a choking hazard or whatever. Small parts lead to choking hazard or something like that. However the hell they worded it. But yeah, Tony Romo, man, he always failed when, like, you remember the one play where he was holding the snap and it was like, I don't know if it was in a playoff game or like
a playoff game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were, I think they were one of the best teams coming off the bye week, even. That was a divisional matchup. Yep.
In the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's just like bad luck for the Cowboys of where he even had to come in and be the emergency snap holder. But I swear that I made that. You remember? Yeah, I mean, you always say it, you know, like I feel like everybody always feels like they did something on that game. I was like, he's about to fumble this snap. I was like, Tony Romo's about to fuck this whole thing up.
Man.
And I felt like I caused that. And I was laughing so hard when it happened. Sorry, Cowboy fans. I was actually at a Cowboy fan's house trying to jinx Tony Romo while this is all going on. They were so pissed. They're like,
there's this guy that used to hang. I mean, he used to be my brother at one time or another. You know what I'm saying? I've known him since we was kids. We ended up being a little bitch. But like, he was a Raider fan. He would come to all the Niner playoff parties. I'm like, who the fuck invited him, bro?
What up to
you know, he showed up. He's not my friend. You know what I mean? Like, you're here to like relish in our pain if we lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's there just hell loud the whole game.
If you guys win, he's sure to try to bring down your happiness.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
And fucking Derek, he's telling Tino they're over here bashing Tony Romo.
Yeah, I like Tony Romo. I think he's the best commentator in the game right now.
I love to bash him. But you know what's funny though is like the more that time goes on, have you noticed the more that Tony Romo's not in sync with the way that play calling?
He's hella drunk, and I think that's the rumor. Did you hear that rumor? That he drinks on the job.
You think he's got a little?
Coffee? That's fucking awesome.
A little coffee and Kahlua in the morning.
A little Irish coffee. He's like, oh, what's that? You have some water? Yeah, a little Irish water. Hey, what's that Gatorade? Irish Gatorade.
I mean, Tony Romo is Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe drink some breakfast beer, some breakfast Corona.
Cerveza?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he
thinks he's the most the most incredible man in the universe.
The most interesting man. He's the dope man. I mean, he has a gig with like people, the commercials. He had a gig with Corona. You call him, he's like, hey, Tony Romo here. Tony, okay, I'm at the beach with Coronas. What do I do? Okay, all right, open the beer. Okay, you're doing it. I fucking love Tony Romo.
Let's see. Of course, it was Corona because that's all he's fucking
with. That's fucked up. They're like, you know what? We need a real Mexican. Man. Our sales have been down since COVID, right? since they started mistaking the two. Yeah. I think that was like the funny, like not the funniest, like the stupidest dad joke, run on dad joke. Oh, I still drink Corona. Like, yeah, that's funny. Sounds like something I would say.
Uncle Buck, what up? He said, what up? Just got back from the ditch that Huss put me in last week. It's only 1 week. Hope this doesn't ruin the rest of your season because sometimes a big loss can mess up the mojo.
That's fucked up, bro. Why are you wishing that on him? He got out of the ditch.
I'm trying to put him back in the ditch. Remember how much shit Uncle Buck was talking last week? You know what was funny? Killer Clowns. He was like, hey. It's funny when he wants to get my attention. That's all he'll put in a text message. Hey. Just like he's sitting right next to me or something, like about to say something. He's like, you know what? He's like, I've come to realize that ever since I started talking mad shit and stirring up shit, I've had a really run of bad luck.
I mean, he looked at my team. Yeah, was it a week or 2 weeks ago? He looked at my team. He was like, I'm about to fuck him up. You know what I mean? And I did it to him. Feel pretty good about it too. Needed that one. And then, like, you know what I like about Killer Clowns though? He's actually will entertain my crazy trade offers. You know what I mean? And he'll have like an explanation, like, I like this. It makes sense. I'll admit it. It makes sense. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. That doesn't make sense to me. It's almost like that could be just a nice fuck you. Like, you know what? Fuck you. I like this. It makes sense. I'll admit it.
Oh man. That's hilarious. Fucking Peacock, he said the receiver did not maintain possession until the football did not maintain possession of the football while going.
I was trying to reach the goal line.
Dallas is charged with their final choke job of the game.
I was trying to reach for the goal line. You know what's crazy? I don't think Des Bryant came back right after that one.
No.
He was pissed for a long. Remember Des Bryant? They'd be, oh, Des is on the sideline. He's so passionate, right? They would use passionate as a substitute for, like, you know, out of control psychopath, because he would be losing his shit on the sideline. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
He's so passionate for the game.
And I'll tell you how I know for sure that Des Bryant hasn't come back since then. Because over the summer, after he got back from the Fantasy Football Expo, playing flag football with a bunch of uncoordinated, goofy-ass people out there, he said that the Fantasy Football Expo was like one of the best experiences of his life.
Maybe he realized that white people aren't that bad. He was like, you know, them white folks ain't that bad. I thought it was just Uncle Jerry was good.
Like he got so excited about going there, he met, like, you know, like a couple 18-year-olds who like really suck at like giving fantasy football advice. He's like, hey, maybe we should like team up together so you guys can like work for me for free.
Yeah. And together we'll deliver poor fantasy advice.
One of the is so funny. One of the guys who I always make fun of for like his rookie takes or whatever, he finally took a step back on one of his rookie takes. He's like, okay, guys, I know I've been beating this drum all year, but I'm just gonna say maybe Zach Charbonnet isn't gonna be a thing.
Oh my god, like, why didn't you just say that? Like, and what was the premise of that take anyway? Because
it was that Zach Charbonnet was gonna, without injury, was gonna overtake Ken Walker and be the number one on that team.
And then when they come out and say in training camp, we intend on giving at least 17 carries a game to Ken Walker, I think that was the time.
He doubled down at that time.
And like, do you watch? Those are the people I asked, how long you been watching football? Because if you say 5 years, I would easily be able to be like, you know, in 5 years, Pete Carroll's never lied to us.
This guy's still in high school. He's like 17 or 18 years old. And it was funny because the reason why he got popular on Twitter, catch this, is because he gave real shit advice and people started shitting on him so much that Matthew Berry was like, oh, we don't like this bullying over here.
Oh my god. Did you see a young Barry in him? Because Barry, you suck too. You suck at your calls.
But that's what was ridiculous. And I even saw that and I was like, hey, are you still thinking you're right about the JSN going to lead the Seahawks in yards, touchdowns, and receptions? He's still on that. He's still living on that hill. He didn't respond, but yeah, it's ridiculous because guys like him somehow, because they give shit takes, he got more famous within the Twitter fantasy space and got so much on the radar that Des Bryant was like excited to meet him somehow.
That's all lies.
I mean, I've seen the tweet.
A friend of mine told me go like the video. I might not like him. Gonna like it though. You know?
I'm just saying that's how corny Des Bryant is, because he responded to Matthew Berry's shit. And I was like, oh yeah, man, like keep doing your thing, kid, or like whatever. So no one even knows who this kid is, and his take was really shit. And like you have a whole bunch of people like just like, well, not even a whole bunch, just a couple big names, and then like everybody just started defending him and kissing his ass.
This is the day and age we live in, you know. Kids play sports when they're growing up. They don't even keep scoring in some of those leagues, you know. Yeah. It's like it's that roll over to these young analysts now. They're like, "Oh, I'm wrong, but I give participation points." I don't know. You know, I remember you took a little mini grandstand at one point because it was something that just kind of dawned on us. Like, you know, hey, if you didn't win a championship, don't give championship advice. You
And
know?
Tino said it's not what you know, it's who you know. I know. But if me or Bogey just came up here and gave some blatantly like just wrong like statements and we got shit on by everybody on Twitter, I guarantee Matthew Berry would not come to our defense.
And
That's
here's the thing.
He's a yeah,
He's a white kid.
It's a young white kid.
He ain't gonna find no young little black kid freaking getting picked on. Here's my thing. When it comes to, you know what I'm saying, these like participation points or whatever, you know what I mean, like on, you know, the online, you know, I need degenerates. Like I need, you know, like I'm in a different field of fantasy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like half these motherfuckers can't talk to us for real, bro. And like, also, I agree with Tino. It's who you know in any industry. But also, like, when I've got to meet people, I was never a hoe because I want to live with myself. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand people like say someone meets you, they're like, oh, and they're like, they're snubbing you, right? Then they find out, oh, you're that guy. Then they come back around, hey, sorry back there, you know, didn't know who you were. No, I do though. And suck your dick. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what's
funny with that fake ass shit, bro.
Because like Matthew Berry, when I met him, it was at Licensing Expo in Vegas, and it was like 2018 or 19. I can't remember.
Was James Bond there?
No. And but I said Matthew wasn't even, there wasn't even like a crowd of people or anything there, but I went and said what up to him and got a picture taken with him. And it was funny because I posted the picture on Facebook and the fantasy counselor reached out to me. I know that Bogey has heard this story, but it was a real funny interaction by me just posting a picture with Barry.
Because he was like, all of a sudden, I need to know this guy to get to him.
The one thing about Matthew Berry, though, that I will say is there's no big league in him. I mean, at least when I was talking to him. So that's the one thing that I'll always stay consistent with is he wasn't a dick, you know, or anything when I met him. He was cool. And he was there, you know, trying to license, you know, his fantasy football products.
Hey, you know, Matthew Berry, I ain't gonna lie, Matthew Berry seems like a decent guy, like a guy that would be like, we're like at minimum, like, ask you if you needed to make a phone call. Like, say he saw you like on the side of the road, like changing your tire. Hey man, you need some help? I can call AAA. No, okay. Matthew Berry, by the way, seems like a nice guy, right? Still his takes are bad.
Yeah, not good.
I like being a dickhead, and my takes are good.
Yeah. And Frank, what up, Frank? On
hey Frank.
Coming in on Patreon. Make sure you guys join Patreon in the 420 crew.
I'm gonna grab a beer. Bad fantasy analysts stress me out.
So we got two questions here. Javonte or Elijah Mitchell. As of right now, I'll say Javonte. But we're gonna, you know, be listening more and more to the CMC practice reports as time goes on, and even the Mitchell practice reports, right? Because we have no guarantee that he's gonna play as of now. And if Gibbs plays, start him or Rashad White. Man, Rashad White's been so bad. And the Falcons have actually been giving up like not a lot of points to the running backs. I think that I would just go Gibbs. And Tino said getting shit on Twitter might actually help the show. No such thing as bad publicity. Yeah, you're right. I mean, man, people take it, man, when it comes to shit talking, let me just tell you, people take it real personally when it comes to me. I remember one guy, it was like there's so many like fake random stories like going around about me on Twitter, apparently, because this one guy who like, I don't even know. Like we knew each other a couple years ago, and he used to pay to like advertise in the group that's reached over 100,000 people now. Yeah, I forget what it was. He was talking like I don't know. It was like it's talking about a basic league, and I kind of clowned him on his basic league, and like it came from me clowning him on his league to like, oh, bro, well that's why you got your son taken away from you, and all you do is like smoke weed, and you don't even like live in the same city like as your son. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, where did you hear that? He's like, oh, it's around, bro. It's around. So it's like people making up like crazy stories like behind my back. It's hilarious. And what Peacock say? Any fantasy advice I gave on Wednesday night during the huddle is now null and void because I wasn't informed as I am today. Yeah, for sure. We always remind people, do not take your start sit advice on a Wednesday or a Thursday, like unless it's for a Thursday player. And see, Peacock said, for real, the world keeps making stupid people famous. And I said, why not us? I know. Are we not stupid enough? Like, what is it? And Tim said, good morning, fellas. I was offered Jacoby Myers for B-Rob. He said, who do you think is better rest of the season? Probably B-Rob. And you already got one of his games versus the Eagles out of the way, right? And Peacock said, Barry has a head shaped like an ogre. Oh, man. And Tino said, there we go, team. Let's make friends, not enemies. Yeah, I think I've already made so many enemies that I don't know. It's also, you know how it goes amongst the Midwest white folks. Like, man, they really love shaming a certain type of person that doesn't look like them. That's why a lot of it I just stay out of now. What up, kidda? Yeah, Peacock said Rashad White's an auto start in one of my dynasties because I have no other options. Same. Same. And what Tino said, fantasy football shit talking and bravado is the fun part. It's actually my favorite part. Yeah, and I guess like the tough part about it is like it's different talking shit to people that you know, even if you don't necessarily like know them well. Like if you've been in a league with someone for a couple years.
And then there's Jay McTown, who just will like talk the most craziest shit to anybody and everybody. And in the moment he wins, and he can't stop telling people how great he is. And like I almost am like, man, he probably needs this in his life. He probably just has a bad go at it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who fantasy football is their escape from real life.
Yeah. But like, but why bring the toxic shit from your life into that, right? Because I think that's what a lot of those guys do. But then I guess there is just some people's personality, like just to be a troll. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like it's one of those things to where like, I mean, what do the trolls want? They want the attention. They want you to be pissed. They want you to like get angry. And like, so when people feed into it, I mean, the troll getting more energy from that.
And that's the thing is energies are transferred. So, like that's probably why they have a rough go at it in life, right? Like all you're doing is bringing negative energy around. Like it's the laws of attraction. You know what I mean? Because those are the first guys that complain, right? When shit doesn't go their way, they play victim, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those guys that be talking shit too. Once you lash them, you know what I mean? You lash on it, and then they don't like their reaction. Then they play victim. That's the best to me.
Tino said, yeah, I was talking crazy shit. And he said, and then Crispy smoked me week 1. He said, I was still talking, though.
Crispy left. Start talking again.
Tino said, I didn't complain that I lost CMC. Sorry, Tino. Glad you guys understand. Because you guys got me hyped up for a certain extent. And I kind of lost sight of what
you were cool with it until the people weren't. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, I'll admit that I've noticed that you always like usually side for the better cause of a league. You know what I mean?
And I shouldn't have been.
That's what a commissioner should do. But but also you shouldn't have let it go down to begin with. I remember saying that. I was like, you better at least announce that shit. They're not gonna like that one.
I shouldn't have let it go down. And it was just gonna be like more fun. And but yeah, it was not it wasn't.
Honestly, I didn't think people would trip off a free league like that. But then also, like, I actually appreciate that they're tripping because, like, hey, win that league. Put effort, like, because there's like, and there's probably 1 or 2 people already that have just given up on it because it's a free league and they had to be replaced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the effort. I mean, I can't. That's why I do big money leagues. So, and I try my best to have people that are going to be engaged all year long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that shit disrupts the league, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
There's the guy that was 2 turn at Vegas.
Uh-huh.
This guy right now, he's like Like he's the type of guy, he'll take like 1 or 2 L's and he destroys his own team. He like self-implodes.
Yeah.
He's just trading everything away right now.
Yeah.
And like it really makes me hot because he did like this blockbuster trade where he brings back Calvin Ridley and takes him away from the opponent I'm playing this week and replaces him with an Ayuk. So it's like great, you know, because this selfish piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn. Pat Fryermuth, for anyone who was banking on him coming back, apparently he re-aggravated his shit
hamstring,
yesterday's practice, and they said he's missing this week, and he's probably going to miss longer than that.
This I just want to say to everybody that was a Pat Fryermuth truther, this saves you, okay? Because you're embarrassing yourself.
And see, what shit luck for Kenny Pickett as far as like the pass catching weapons go. Deontay Johnson, I mean, he goes out week 1. Pat Fryermuth, what did he go out like week 4?
You know,
like that.
At one point or another, when several players on one team have the same injury, I start to look at the trainers.
Yeah,
like Houston for the longest, or New England for the longest. It was just like maybe the New England thing was just because whenever you had Danny Woodhead, everyone gets hamstrings. I don't know. It's weird. But then, you know, it's like Houston, everybody was getting hamstrings, like everybody. And then like you find out later on, they're not getting hamstrings anymore. And you're like, oh, because then you find out he's giving them PEDs. He's like, enough of these hamstrings.
Tim said, would you play Kareem Hunt or Jonnu Smith in a tight end premium 1.5 point? Yeah, I'm leaning Jonnu.
That was easy to me. It's been fairly consistent the last 5 weeks for real.
Yeah, a lot of targets and a lot of catches. Peacock said, my home league, essentially you pay $100 to talk shit openly to each other for 20 weeks and then try to annoy the fuck out of each other. And then you get humbled when you lose.
See, and that's how those leagues are supposed to be. Man, my home league was like that until like 2020 came around.
Okay.
It like got like somber and no one wanted to talk shit ever. And a lot of them was on the hype, like, you know, this, I don't want to jinx my shit. And I was like, man, I'm that guy. Now all of you are that. You know what I mean? I didn't like that because I used to talk a shitload of shit, bro, all the time.
Yeah.
Change my name to something that was offensive to them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All with whoever I was playing that week, you know what I mean? Like, it never worked for me.
Now, I'll talk to you when anyone brings up a matchup because I don't even look at the matchups. Anyone brings up a matchup, we'll talk a little bit of shit because it's important enough to them. So I'll give them what they want.
I don't even give them that. Fuck that shit. You beat me. Move on.
I'll tell you I'll tell you who was like. I mean, the original reverse.
I'm a poor sport. Just beat me and move on. You talk shit after the fact. Oh, I'm hot.
The original reverse jinxer for me was the Clowns. Like he was the first person who would like, you know, message you, oh man, good win, man. You already fucking got me.
He still had
like these people like suck in like the first half of like the first games or whatever. Cause like Thursday night football wasn't even a thing every week, you know, back then. And and like there was a couple times when I was like, yeah, man, your team just sucks, bro. I was like, you should have just not even shown up today at all. Would have been better for you. And then I lose somehow.
He got you to do it, man. He got you. Reverse jinx, and they got you to get arrogant. And the fantasy guys don't like arrogance. They go ahead and reward the reverse jinx.
So, I mean, that's why I don't fall for the reverse jinxes, because like it only happened a couple times that he messaged me and I like either wouldn't respond or I'd be like, fuck you, man. It ain't over till it's over. I'm not stopping coaching my team.
I really rock with Steamboat because we share a lot of the same ideologies as far as like all the intangibles. Like, you know, we're very superstitious. You know what I mean? You know, we like these certain things that have nothing to do with the game to help us like make decisions, right? And then like, you know, we would be trying to tell the homie Hinnock, like, oh yeah, brother, you know, it's fucking bad fantasy karma or this, that, or that's, you know, that's you know, the fantasy gods don't like arrogance. And he's like, listen, man, fuck your guys' religion. Oh, that's why we got a religion. We believe in that shit, man.
And this is in the league, one of what's his name, Ruxin's most famous quotes: "Fantasy football is my religion."
See?
They even have an episode, spoiler alert, when you get into the later seasons, where he meets some Mormons, and the Mormons they can't do anything. You know, they can't drink, they can't do anything. The only thing that they can do is their one love, fantasy football, and so they're just like so up on everything,
cracked out over it.
Yeah,
I know everything, bro.
And Ruxin starts hanging out with them and doing the walks and everything so he can get in on all their info. Because they get all the info even before ESPN Fantasy does or whatever. They get their updates. And they had but to join, when he was actually going to be like anointed in, he had to get baptized, but he had to forsake every other league that was out there.
Oh, fuck that.
And he almost did it, but then he just hits it with the Shiva blast, tells all of them to suck it, and he's out.
Did I smoke that entire joint already?
And Uncle Buck said, I'm whipping Titan's ass for not trading me DJ Moore. But what is value looking for without Fields? Is he QB proof? Thinking about trading for him. I mean, this would be the time to trade, low for him, right? Like, I mean, if someone is really hurting. But yeah, I'm a little nervous. I mean, how can we not be nervous about DJ Moore with Teabag out there?
Yeah, I just don't know what to expect from old Teabags.
Because let's see.
But
how long did Fields play last week? It was he played like the half, right? That was about it.
It was like the first quarter and a half. I think he was injured before the halftime, if I remember correctly. He came. I know you're right. It might have been in the second half, but 10 for 14, 80 something yards in a pick. That was the old Teabags.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, like, what's one of the reasons why we hated like Bryce Young for like the longest time? Like, they couldn't really extend drives, and then he just starts peppering Thielen like crazy. And
playing
so
the Raiders,
what?
Playing the Raiders, and I guess it's safe to say the Raiders are like they're a decent defense.
Is Teabag gonna force feed DJ Moore? If he force feeds him, I mean, there's no reason DJ Moore loses value. Well, I mean, a little bit, but
there's no Claypool. Obviously, Mooney's hurt, right? Like, is there anybody even that can even St. Brown was back? He missed the game last week. Like, is there anybody else there?
Komet's the only
Komet, yeah,
the tight ends.
Yeah, so I mean, I think he's good for like 7-8 targets. Like, I think that's the floor here. Will they be quality passes? I don't think so.
Probably not, right?
No, but it becomes a conversation of the matchup for DJ Moore. Like, okay, is this a decent matchup if we can get 7-8 targets? You know what I mean? Like, are we playing him like Gabe Davis or DJ Moore?
So Raiders,
is that? Are we dropping him that far? Gabe Davis, Hollywood Brown. Is that? I mean, DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown. Is that the range like we're going to? Like, you know what I mean?
The Raiders did so good in their last 2 weeks against Green Bay and New England, as far as like the wide receivers go, that they're giving up the 10th least points right now.
Well,
here's the good games. Here's the good games against them for wide receivers: Denver, Buffalo, Chargers. All those 3 games they were giving up.
And those are like. I mean, I would say Chicago offense is on par with like a Broncos offense, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were going toe to toe right when they played each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tino, and I don't think it's Bryce's fault why the Panthers are so bad. Like, it's definitely not 100% on him. Their defense, all the injuries to their defense. I mean, that's really nobody's fault that people get injured, but.
Frank Reich made it a point to tell everyone that when they come out of the bye week, he's not the play caller anymore.
Yeah,
because there was like little finicky things like, I called to play to Thielen and Thielen wasn't on the field. Like, he's just like, are you losing it or something? Like, you know what I mean? You don't remember who's on the field? Like, look, maybe, and like, if the play calling was that bad and like, but it benefited Thielen, like just, throw it to Thielen, like, does that change a little bit?
Head coach, how many things you think they have to worry about in a game? Like hundreds, I would assume, just hundreds of little different things that they need to worry about throughout the game. If you got someone who's competent to call plays and is going to be on your style of calling plays, you got to give up the reins to that.
Did I never roll a joint?
I know you were smoking one earlier for sure. Peacock said we pay money to put ourselves through stress and anxiety for months. On an imaginary team, we pay more attention than the actual important things in our life, just like I have a 1 in 12 chance to brag a little. Yeah.
True. I enjoy it. I like things like, okay, if I didn't enjoy something, if you don't love something, it shouldn't bring that emotion out of you like anger. Like, because, you know, we shouldn't get mad at something that you don't care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shouldn't have that effect on you. But that's why it does, because we love this motherfucker so much. You know what I mean? And then I'll tell you this much, playing like a few dozen leagues, that pain goes away. It subsides.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it goes away. You get desensitized to it, and it's awesome. It's the tear up. Come join us up here. We make fun of the people that cry all the time.
And it's funny how Peacock said we get anxiety for months. So that's September, October, November, December, and really only 1 or 2 weeks in January. So really it's like 4.5 months. But like if you play with us, we get so much anxiety from like the whole other half of the year when most people aren't playing. When you're in your draft and you're like, oh shit, it's the 48th round of this draft. This is a really important pick right now. What do I do?
Like for example, if like in places I have CMC, and in some of those places I don't have Mitchell or Mason, I'm gonna make I might make a different decision if I don't get the news I want to hear by Saturday, and I'll play someone else. Because like, but see, if I was in like 1 or 2 leagues, I'm probably gonna weight that all the way down and then make the bad decision.
Because you gotta start your studs.
Exactly. But I'm so desensitized to it that I could be like, this might be the better move actually for me to actually win this week. Right?
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, let's wait and hold out hope. And then because it's CMC, bro. If he plays, we play him. But it's like, yeah, what if he's limited? You know, like there's you know, the reality sets in. It's like, but you know, when you're in so many leagues, you can make that decision easier because you got to move on to another league and start making, you know what I mean?
And I even said it to someone recently where they gave us like 4 options and we chose 3, and it was like the most popular person was like the one that we sat. And I was like, I'd hate to be in your shoes because we could just, you know, make this decision without any emotion.
Yeah.
in the
my
league.
team.
Yeah. And but when it's your league and man, everyone start your studs, like it really tugs at the emotions.
Oh no. Then there's Calvin Ridley. Right? Start your studs. See how that works?
I might sit him for like an Allen Robinson or something.
This might have been the most disciplined sit if I was able to do that this week, because it's like I just didn't like to play against the Saints anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was my out right there. Like, just don't play this. That's a bad matchup. Sit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, and it totally was.
And then if I win by 2 points this week in the leagues I have Calvin Ridley, it was all because of Ridley. His 2 points.
Tino said work gives me anxiety. Yeah, for sure. I mean, doesn't it?
Not getting bonus hole on demand gives me anxiety. I'll put the kids to sleep first. Like, why do I have a laundry list of things to do? Let's just go hide in the closet real quick. We're putting laundry away.
Oh man, Uncle Buck said, "Damn, do I fire up Kendrick Bourne over Curtis Samuel or Jacoby?" Man, I guess the one thing about the Bears, this at least that we have to remember for all of our wide receivers and stuff, they actually got all their entire starting DBs. They got them all back. I think Eddie, what's his name?
Eddie Jackson.
He did get hurt. I don't know if he's going to hold him out of playing though.
They got Jalen Johnson back. He's pretty good. Kyler Gordon's back. He's decent. And yeah, it just when they're all together complete, it's annoying, right? I mean, we saw it for the last 2 weeks. They broke what the streak of receivers just going hamburger.
Yeah. And I think I'm just starting Jacoby Myers. Like, I don't know. We really can't sit him anymore. Like, I think Devontae Adams is ruffling so many feathers that Jacoby Myers' number is just getting called more.
And then they're being real hush about it being Chubby, Pudgy, Derek Carr, O'Connell, or fucking Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, for sure. But we know it won't be Jimmy G. You know that much.
Jimmy's about to go get his back worked out. He's like, ladies. Jimmy don't even walk. He just gets carried by like 7 ladies.
It's so funny. Tino said, let's just announce that we're putting laundry away.
No, because that's when they're knocking on the linen closet. What are you doing in there? Putting laundry away, you son of a bitch. You cockblock.
Tino said, got to be emotionless like Jerry Jones. Just cut Zeke.
Listen, Jerry Jones, he's so emotional. He's like, doesn't want to pay Dak. Dak gets hurt. He's like, you know what? We're going to get you the finest doctors, and we're going to give you money. We're going to give you that contract, Dak. You know what? Give him the franchise tag on top of it. That'll act as a bonus. He did that for him in 21. He made like $70 million that year.
Yeah.
Insane.
And I bet it's because he gets a piece of all Dak's endorsements somehow.
He's like, Dak,
we're going to go out there and get you that sleep, member.
I've been sleeping real good, Dak. How about you?
They gave me this custom sleep member mattress. It's all $100 bills just inside the mattress.
If I'm, I always wanted like a bed like thing in the bath. Like somewhere I could just be like nice and comfortable and just like sleep in the bath. Yeah. Like in the water. You know what I mean? Temperature. See, that's where I got to be rich. I'll just have a whole entire room, has a drain on the floor, and has a bed with like some plastic dealies. You know what I mean? And I just in the shower head over it. Yeah. And you heard a water bed, right? See, mine's the actual shower bed.
And Kidda said, Kirk is just better. He said, writing was on the wall. He got paid, and he already has the better chemistry with the QB.
I mean, he was paid. That occurred to me yesterday. I was like, he is the paid receiver out of the two. And like bringing Calvin Ridley there takes away all the attention. So that's a real thing.
Yeah, because defenses aren't treating Kirk like he's better.
And they're putting Ridley out wide more than I estimated he would be in the slot. Yeah. And they keep Kirk in there. And like, what's funny, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I would yell out loud to pay attention to Trevor Lawrence. All he does is throw to the slot. That's it. You know what I mean?
Fucking Tino. He said, are they diamonds in my mattress, Dak? How about you?
What up, Dak got Campbell soup chunks in his.
What up, Niner MMA? It's going
What's
down.
up, Niner?
What Peacock say? Said my Jerry voice say, see, I was thinking how Dak sleeps while I was in the shower.
And I was like, you know what? He doesn't sleep good enough. If he slept better, we'd win better. He needs to have America's sleep so he could have America's dream.
Dang it, Jay Judah, he said, traded Kirk for Ridley weeks ago. Did you get Kirk? Did you trade away Ridley? It sounds like it was the opposite here.
I'm just going to try to remain optimistic and say,
I hope
he has a second half explosion coming our way.
Tino said, I think they just steam clean Uncle Jerry. His skin is just too fragile.
It's the same suit he wears every day. They just carefully steam clean it on him.
Oh, man. Jay Judah said, I have Ridley and the crying emojis. Oh, man.
It's all right.
Let's hope he's a second half darling, right?
Yeah.
All the dynasties, I can't sit him. Like,
I have a theory that he bet the under on his season reception total.
Yeah.
He's just getting the bag in front right before our eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's a gambleaholic.
Niner MMA said Ridley's just gambling on women's softball instead of on getting open. They're doing Korean baseball season started recently, right? And maybe that's what it is, like in the middle of the night when he's not at the team facilities, just in there betting on cricket and
he's
Korean
so tired
baseball.
every day. Were you up all night betting on cricket again, Calvin? All right, coach. Late night last night. I'm up 4,200 yen though.
And the only thing I know about cricket is from the Ninja Turtles, because I don't really know what a crumpet is. Got to know what a crumpet is to understand.
Isn't that a pastry?
It's some kind of biscuit or something. I think it's like a European.
They
biscuit.
put marmalade on it, not jelly.
But after he hits them, all I know is 3 runs. I don't know. I just assume that's like that's like the equivalent of a grand slam for baseball. Whatever he did to Raphael got the 3 runs.
Mm-hmm.
Tina said, I don't even know the rules of cricket. Who does, man? Got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
I like how Casey Jones was like, all these, I could never be good at any of these sports, but I'll just beat fools with all the bad.
Someone talk shit to me, we'll see how bad they are.
You know what I mean? And this goalie mask, it just works. Casey Jones was a bad motherfucker.
Hell yeah, because he hit him with the baseball bat first, right? Like that was like the first thing he took out.
He had shit taped up.
Yeah.
Like black tape on the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the double bats at first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, and then Raph, he's a ninja. He just And apparently you put a trench coat on and that hat, and no one will notice you.
Yeah, you just can't even see their face, right?
Can't even see that he has like a hunchback because of his fucking shell.
Yeah, what does he call him? It's like, oh, you're one of those punker freaks, aren't you? I don't like punkers.
Hey, Casey Jones seemed like the CM Punk of like he's a straight edger, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna beat you, drug addicts, punkers.
Oh man. And Tino said Casey Jones can be an enforcer in any sport, right? Even golf proved it right at the end.
Just comes up whooping that dude's ass that removes the flag.
Yeah.
Clotheslining.
Hell yeah, Casey Jones is a savage. And he's the one who got April O'Neil at the end, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to fuck a turtle.
He has a human being's penis, bro. She can't fuck a turtle. This is bestiality. We're gonna run the train on her. You're a teenager, man.
And as long as she, I mean, they were super horny for her. I mean, remember that part. But as long as she's
giant turtles.
As long as she's dropping the dough on the pizza, it's all good. It's all good. The amount of pizza they eat gets expensive.
I mean, because they're I would imagine they're with their strength, they could snap her neck in an instant.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, now the best is when Shredder said, "April O'Neil, we have a message for you." He opens his hand, slaps the bitch. This is the 90s, baby.
And that wasn't Shredder, but
he sent the Foot Clan.
Oh yeah.
He sent the guys, bro. Like that's what I said. Shredder sends the Foot Clan. Hey, April O'Neil, we have a message. Yeah, slaps the bitch. Shut up.
Your mouth. Shut it. And she gets up, man, like she's crazy. All right. Pulls out the side. She was ready to. I don't know what she thought she was gonna do, but she was ready to like try to poke someone.
And I feel like they're really like dull at the ends. Like those sides didn't look sharp at all. No. You had to have some strength to bludgeonly stab someone with it, Yeah. Yeah, when the sharpest.
Yeah, not at all.
Looked pretty rusted too.
And Andrew said Zeke for Michael Mayer in a 32-man league, PPR tight end premium.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd do it.
I mean, what are your running backs? You have Zeke, you're starting him. That sucks.
Yeah.
Probably have a tight end spot, I bet.
Yeah.
Most people don't remove it. Unless Zeke
better not be a starter for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Better not be a starter for you. Because 32-man league. And what else did Andrew say? How you feeling about Zach Evans, though? Might have to start him. I mean, they said that he's going to be taking the reins of the number one, RB. It's a desperation play, I feel, but the matchup's good.
Call me crazy. I think he's a top 24 finisher. So that's not, I don't think it's a bad play at all.
Yeah, I mean, I
know nothing about him, but just the matchup and the workload that he should get.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say he wouldn't finish outside the top 24, especially with all the buys.
Mm-hmm.
But if he gets used like they were using Kyren, I'm assuming good things will happen.
The one thing that always makes me pause for cause is like I need to get the volume, because if not, it's like this guy can't even beat those guys out on the depth chart. So how good is this guy really? You know what I mean? It's really just the opportunity and like the fact that he might only be sharing with like some practice squad guys that are being freshly elevated, unless like you are of the mindset that like this could be a DeMarcado situation last week where everyone runs to get him, and then it's Ingram and it's fucking Damian Williams out of nowhere, because that could be like Darrell Henderson this week, you know.
So we can't talk shit about the size. Peacock said the size aren't particularly sharp. They have a slightly blunted point, but they are solid, and they can definitely puncture skin easily anyways.
See, that's what I'm saying, right? So, okay.
He said that's his son's weapon of choice in Taekwondo.
That's sick. Does he do the ones where he holds it like on the things like that? Like not even on the handle necessarily? Shit's hard.
Yeah. What other weapons of choice are there for Taekwondo?
I don't know. I'd have like
nunchucks were an option. I'd definitely be on the nunchucks. That would just be fun.
Nunchucks got a lot of coordination. I used to be good at the nunchucks, bro, but I took a lot of beatings, like practicing nunchucks, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Like when I would try to get to the heavy ones, that shit was.
But man, imagine you fuck it up with a sai or something, you know, like shit, like poking yourself somewhere.
Because the nunchucks, they're in constant motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can fuck up some peeps though. And Dino said your son's a gangster, Peacock.
That means he's good at all these weapons too, but this one is his weapon of choice.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty tight.
Andrew said, I got Josh Allen, Devonta Smith, Derrick Henry, Zach Evans, Judy Njoku, Mayer. Would you say it's a solid 32 man? Yeah, because
it's a 32 team.
Yeah, not sure how you got Josh Allen, Devonta Smith, and Derrick Henry all on the same team, but good job.
Yeah, I don't get that. That doesn't seem like a 32 team league,
right? Was it because of trades or what? And Flappo on Twitch. Actually, we'll wait. It's gone. Oh, wait, no.
And like, you know, I wonder if other 32 team leagues have rules like ours where you can only hold one QB at a time. Because then it's like, I would definitely like, if I didn't like what was going on, I'll just grab a QB and make someone trade me.
Yeah, for sure. And but no, I mean, I played in a 32 man league where it was a 3-player copy.
Oh, that's why.
So like it was a glorified 10 man league, and so I won, and then just didn't didn't return after that.
Like what? They got 32 people to agree to that shit. That's crazy.
And Flappo said, I'm a mess at RB this week. Thoughts on this list? I need 2 to start. Foreman, Murray, AJ Dillon, Justice Hill, Cam Akers. Oh man, yeah. Thoughts on the list? The list very bad. Very, very bottom of the barrel. Foreman, I'd throw him in there. And I might throw Latavius Murray in there, and just in the hopes that he randomly falls into the end zone.
It will be Murray.
Somehow does.
Murray's a flex this week.
And Axel said Ridley is that alpha. Is he? Oh, he said I made it funny.
They treat him like the defensive coordinators treat him like the alpha, but then they don't. But their offense doesn't target him like he's an alpha.
Right.
Like he's literally getting 4 or 5 targets a game. That's whack as fuck. We can't even start that guy, bro.
Yeah, really bad.
I'm telling you, he took the under on his season-long reception total, and he's just kicking back right now, bro. He's about to get paid, and then suspended for life.
Peacock said the senseis only offer what they are trained in. The Kamas, the bow staff, and the thighs are the most popular in his dojang.
Damn, that'd be sick.
The bow staff would be fucking dope.
Hell yeah, because I'd put like blades on the ends of it. Well, you gotta get good first. And nobody's fun. I mean, shit, bro. Remember the shredder? That was his shit.
Oh yeah.
He had the little claw things, the little shackle things.
Oh yeah.
Right? Then he had the staff with the blade on it.
And said
now.
What do you guys think about Javonte Williams going forward? I'm desperate at running back. I mean, I don't think too much of him, but I mean, he should be flex consideration week to week.
You lie. Why? Oh, the rat was a rat.
Oh man. Man, we got to do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one of these weeks.
Just part one. Actually, I'm okay doing all of them. I just part one's my favorite.
I mean, part one is the best. The Secret of the Ooze is pretty tight though, because we get
and maybe, man, why did you Toko and Razor? Like, you know what I'm saying? Give me Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah,
but sure. I guess like Bebop and Rocksteady, like, because one thing that people don't know with the Ninja Turtles, they took like when they brought in like Krang and all that shit, they were taking it. They was like they were going to space and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of wild shit.
Mm-hmm. Turtles in a half shell, turtle power.
Tino said, "Bro, you're raising an assassin."
He's like, "Son, you're 12 years old now. I want you to take a look at this folder. What is this? It's your first target. They'll never suspect you, kid. Go, keep looking in that folder. See that? See that? That's 20 large. It's your first contract."
Hey, Philly Mike OG said just got offered a raise at my job to stay. He said going from 1950 to 22. Just keep going higher and higher.
I made the phone call. You know, I know people. You know, that's what we do here. Get our guys the bag.
Ooze is pretty okay. You know what? That's disrespectful to the Secret of the Ooze.
You know what's crazy is I was at the tender age of 7 when I watched that first Ninja Turtles, right? You were 7 when you watched Secret of the Ooze, huh?
I mean, whenever it came out, maybe that next year or something for sure.
Yeah, see? Motherfuckers is affected at the age of 7. I liked it part 3 too, though. And you know what, though? I had a strong disdain for Vanilla Ice.
The hatred for music goes all the way back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Fuck him, bro. He's one of the first big culture vultures.
Come on, man. I mean, Kino, he was the shit. Like, he was all covered up in the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We didn't even know that he was one of the actors in there, or stuntman or whatever. I don't even know if he'd be considered. I mean, he'd be considered an actor even if he was covered up by a turtle costume.
Who did the voices? Christian Slater was like Donatello, right?
No, that was
it was a dude from Lost Boys.
Corey Feldman.
There you go. That's what. Yeah, Lost Boys. There you go.
Yeah.
The Shredder. Hey, Ninja Turtles was the shit, bro. Part 3 was weird though. I mean, I like.
You guys didn't even know about the Kevin Nash as the Super Shredder. I mean, come on.
He fucking pounded that ooze, huh? He's like, screw this, drinking this.
But yeah, the Go Ninja Go. I mean, yeah, it's it didn't age well. Like, oh, look at these costumes, man! I love this place.
You know what's funny though? The black dude with the white chick though, he was like, you know what I'm saying? That was the big thing in the 90s, huh? Like, listen, in the Jungle Fever, man.
And but you know what's funny is so in the Spike Lee documentary about Michael Jackson's albums, I think it was in Off the Wall, they were asking him about going to like Studio 54 and all that. He was like, I don't mess with a lot of discotheques, but I really like Studio 54. He's like, there's never any drama there. And he was like, people coming in costumes. He said, I saw Darth Vader the other night. It was crazy.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like, did he ever go on the balcony where everyone was doing blow?
I mean, I'm sure. Like,
I mean, imagine that like Michael Jackson, the king of pop, and he just start doing his moves and shit.
Yeah, I think that was the last time where he could actually like go out to places and like dance and stuff.
Gonna leave that 9 to 5 up on the shelf.
Because he's in after they did when they were doing bad during that whole documentary, he couldn't even go out to the clubs anymore. So he had his one homie who was like his ear to the street. Yeah,
this is what they're doing in the streets now.
Yeah, so
they hold each other's hand. They dance with knives. Really? Okay, I like that. Real knives? That's dangerous. That's bad. Ooh.
When they were scouting locations for the different places, So they scouted the location for like in the subway or whatever, for the bad. He's like, man, this place is really real. It's like, look, there's even like pee stains over there. Like this place is really raw. Like he really like
like poor kid. He's been first class since he was like 6 years old, dude. Maybe even younger. Nah, hey, the one dude, right? The black dude that runs out, he's like leading the other gang or whatever. He's like the coordinator, right? Like he was like the lead dance coordinator.
Yeah.
Was that the guy he would send out?
I'm almost positive because he was
that guy looked like no one would fuck with him. Make some room. Oh man, let him through, just so he can be in a little circle.
Yeah.
Let me see what's going down here.
And you know what? Now I think about it, it was not that dude. But I'm pretty sure the guy who's like his ear to the streets. I know he's in the bad video and he's in a bunch of the videos in that one. But I wonder if he is in any of those videos from
remember the 90s. It was a total badass thing to do. If you had hair and you pull out the knife and, like, and it was a comb.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't pull the wrong one out though. Don't pull the knife on accident.
They'll make me use this.
Right? Ooh, Adventures of Babysitting. You ever seen that one?
I know I've seen that when I was a kid, but I do not remember it at all.
Totally 80s. Well, because they got a scene where on the subway, and then the dude tries to stand up to some like thug, and he pulls out the fucking butterfly knife and just he throws it right into his boot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is like deja vu all over again. Ron said, "Good morning, guys. Is Fields headed to the IR? And according to Adam Schefter, CMC is playing this weekend. Is that true?" I've not heard it officially about Fields. They could do it like literally all the way, like Sunday before the game. Like they could officially do it then.
And the Sheffy thing is interesting because, like, he actually is in there with the fam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because outside of that, I'll never give credit to Chef. I'm like, fuck him. No one likes Sheffy, bro. They don't even pick up his phone call no more. But he actually knows that. Fam.
Like Schefter can like text CMC's mom and dad and shit.
Yeah, and like, hey, and then he could have her sneak text them. Huh? Like, hey, Christian, are you playing this week? Yeah, it looks like it, Mom. Don't tell anyone though, Mom. Then he texts back. Don't tell Sheffy.
Adam texts back really fast. It's crazy. And Jordan's like, "You want to see how fast Adam will text me back?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Well, because he's on his shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He texted him back within 60 seconds.
I heard he has a headband and it has the phone fixed to it. So it's just right in front of his face all the time. That's why he gets in so many car accidents.
Yeah. While he's driving.
Try to
Peacock said Corey Feldman's voice is hilarious in those.
It is.
It's crazy because he's not credited in the movie. Like if you actually watch the credits in the movie,
well, because but back then you can get paid a certain amount. Like, okay, pay me more, and I don't get anything out of it, and then they won't credit you.
Yeah.
So they could have paid him a guap up front. You know what I mean?
And he did.
I didn't think it was going to be such a big phenomenon. You know the guy who played.
I know why you don't like number 2 and you like number 1 and number 3.
Casey Jones.
Corey Feldman's only in number 1 and number.
Yeah, 3. I know, right? What the hell?
Yeah, they did not bring him back for number 2.
Disposed.
Yeah.
Disposed. That's so not Corey Feldman's voice.
Disposed. Yeah, he wasn't there for number 2.
He was like, y'all didn't even.
That was it.
And because he figured out how big he was and he wanted more money, I was like, nah, never mind. Okay,
the guy attached to this shit now.
The original guy who played the old Obi-Wan. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the.
And what are you talking about? You're talking
Star Wars.
Number 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah. The guy who played in the original trilogy, that guy, he said, "Don't give me any money. I want 1.5%."
Yeah,
of the right.
Yeah.
And that shit equates to now like 500 million or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. He had the wherewithal.
Yeah.
And when he got brought back, like in episode 5 and 6.
Yeah.
He said the same thing. They tried to pay him like, no. I want percentages of
and
the back
seeing, it's not always an option, but I know a lot of times it is an option to get the back end money instead of the upfront money. And
especially in the beginning, because it's like you don't know, like he didn't go to the premiere of episode of the what is it called, Empire Strikes Back. He didn't even go to the premiere. He thought it was going to be so bad. He thought part 1 being such a phenomenon and a hit was a fluke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even he didn't believe it initially. So that, I mean, you know,
I mean, when you're doing all this shit on camera and it's a lot of green screen work and like a lot of shit like that, you know, like you really don't know what you're putting together, right? Like, I mean, unless
well, it wasn't great. See, but back then it was like they had some blue screen stuff, but that would be just so like you could have like a small model of something, and then you could, you know, do your little patchwork and editing, right? Because like most of it was all real sets, like, you know what I mean? Like this was back then, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but when they're in space and shit like that, I mean, they're not seeing like none of, you know.
Yeah, it's
like,
all black room with fucking little models and strings and shit like that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're seeing it, like not on the big screen, it's like, man, maybe this is kind of goofy. You
Like
know?
there's a scene where they're going into the Death Star.
Like
and you know what I'm saying? That camera angle was fucking like revolutionary, right? It's just a small model, like a giant model, and then just coming in with the camera. You know what I mean?
Tino said, you guys know the Asian dude in Ninja Turtles is from San Jose and his name's Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah, and he's Filipino. He's an Islander. No offense to Asians. We're Islanders.
And yeah, if you guys did not see our breakdown of Surf Ninjas, I mean, shit, that was, I mean, if you grew up in the 90s, you watched Surf Ninjas and you know
it was a waiting list to train in his dojo, the Ernie Reyes dojo, the dads.
Yeah,
where they, and it was in Milpitas, California. It probably might be still there to this day, but I know in the 90s it was there at least, and it was like expensive.
I always see him. I see him posting from their gym on IG, so I mean, I'm sure they still got it.
Yeah, and all the homies, like all the homies that like did karate that over there, they, you know what I mean? They was the shit, bro. You know what I mean? That was the shit in the 90s. Like we were on the map, bro. He was wearing a San Jose Sharks hat in that shit. I didn't know that till you pointed out to me when we were doing the breakdown.
Hell yeah.
I fell out. I was on the shrooms hard. You're like, but did you see his hat? Oh shit.
Because he's wearing
rapping, bruh. He was rapping the town.
Yeah, and he even talks about that. I heard, you know, I mean, that's one of the things he always gets asked about, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not so much the rundown, but Tino said he is in there. And I mean, what a story for him.
The Rock.
That's fucking dope.
The Rock, bro. And Ernie Reyes Sr.'s in there too.
Yeah.
He's one of the other goons.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's because of their pops why he's able to like do this.
Because his pops was like a fight coordinator, like one of those fight coordinator consultant dudes. Like I think he even like worked with like Bruce Lee. I might be making this up. Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's real. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. See, look at that. Because I met them before too. When, you know what I'm saying? Because they used to do like, we used to go to like the Filipino festivals and shit. Where like, you know what I mean? Like it'd be like a summer jam, but like for Filipino artists and shit like that. And those fools would always be there at all events, signing autographs and shit.
Yeah.
Like there was a picture I had when it was an autograph, and motherfucker's like this. He's like doing his little stance. And it's him and his dad, and they're ripped as fuck. They're doing one of those.
Yeah.
And it's just signed Ernie Reyes Sr.
And you know, it's funny. One of Ernie Reyes, I mean, I show this on what's it called, on the Surf Ninjas breakdown. But one of Ernie Reyes Jr.'s first like things that he did on film. I can't even remember what the TV show is called without looking it up, but he was in a fight with Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah, he was whooping Don Cheadle up.
Yeah, and he's like, Ernie Reyes is like 6 or 7. He's probably like 7 or 8, but he's like younger than 10. And Cheadle's like a preteen or like maybe a young teen or something. He's whooping him up. Him and Cheadle's 2 friends.
I mean, in high school, bro, you know, when motherfuckers was squab, like it might be a thing for real. Like, oh shit, everybody go to Brigadoon, right? And then boom, and it was the homie, right? He was black and Puerto Rican, bro. And he used to break dance like crazy, and he could do the capoeira shit, bro. He just did one of them capoeira kicks. Yeah, that dude was done. He did not see that shit coming, bro. He started doing the dancing on him and just wow. Damn, bro. Dude tried to come in like this and shit. He thought he was gonna. He got. That back of the heel gets you a fucking, like basically like a fucking wheel kick. Oh, you're done, bro. That dude was asleep.
And Steven says CMC doesn't play. Who would you play? 1 RB, 1 flex spot. Warren Mason, DJ Moore.
I'll wait out CMC with the news and play Mason, like because that's a decent play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. On paper, the Vikings are good against the run, but they haven't played any prolific running teams really. So it's kind of fugazi. It's kind of like the Raiders being good against the pass on paper.
And so yeah, for your running back spot, it'll be CMC / Jordan Mason, and then put DJ Moore in your flex spot.
Big Mong.
Let me see. And then what did Domo say here? I traded Calvin Ridley, Josh Downs, Tyler Boyd, and Higbee for Kittle, Waddle, George Pickens, and Gus Edwards. She said currently a 5-1 team.
You win. I like that trade. I'd rather have all those players that you said, except for Gus Bus. Gus Bus was like the throwing. That guy was like, yeah. He probably thought he was getting over on you. Like, Gus Bus.
Yeah. He
I would have cut the Gus right there. Bloop.
Might even just what's it called? Like cut Gus, you know.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. And yeah, Chase, you the man. I see it right now. And he said, shoot, I thought I upgraded my membership last weekend. He said, my bad. I said, hey, didn't even know that.
Hey, don't let it happen again.
Didn't even know you were trying to. But let's smoke it up for you, Chase. Upgrading the membership over there. You the man. Yeah, and make sure, Chase, that you have the Patreon app downloaded. Make sure that you have that the notifications are on over there, because you'll get different updates, and we got the multiple chats over there as well. So yeah, make sure you get the app downloaded, and it's 420crew.org. Come join the crew, guys. We're gonna get back to doing the raffles and everything in November. So get ready for that. Pretty much going to be Thanksgiving raffle, and we'll figure it out here towards the end of October, and we'll kind of start everything in November officially, and everything that came in before that, you guys still have all that marked down as well. And 420crew.org. Go join up, peeps. Yeah, and Chase said Patreon, the app is definitely better on the app than the browser, for sure. Yeah, the browser sucks, and you don't really get you get notifications to your email, but I mean, I know how it goes with email. Like, who's checking for notifications on email, all the time, unless you're waiting for something. So yeah, the actual app itself is way, way better, because then you'll get the notification just popping up on the screen like it's, like it's Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Fucking Peacock. He said he left his remote in the fridge a few times. Tino said I put the remote in the fridge daily. Because Chase said he got so high he put the cereal box in the fridge. I mean, I know there's people who do put cereal in the fridge.
I'm always on the phone, because that's like that's my work. So I'm always like calling, or just always on the phone. So like when I'm making the kids like breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy, because like I'll put the waffles in the cabinet and I'll put the cereal in the freezer, and I'm like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm leave them. My son be sitting there like, you didn't pour the milk? I'm like, yeah, I did. Like, oh shit, I really didn't. I just took the cap off. And then I pour the milk, and I'm like, where's the cap? I'm just like, then my girl, she's like, you keep losing the cap for the milk. Just fucking put a saran wrap over the top. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, how do I keep losing that cap? And then like my daughter, she's at that stage, she just puts things everywhere. So it's like, that shit's crazy.
Like to put it away, but it's not like in the right spot.
Yeah, she just puts things everywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm always losing a remote because of that little motherfucker. Like, where's the remote? She'll know where it is though too, because like say we're watching I don't know how to fix this on Disney Plus, where it's like it doesn't continue. You got to press play. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching something that's
really,
it's a setting. Huh, there's a setting that will just keep going, and there's one where you have to press play. We have it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my girl doesn't like things just continue, or my oldest daughter, she doesn't like things to continue, like if she falls asleep on it or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So but see, I don't know how to change that setting. So then I'm like, where the fuck did you put the remote? She's going crazy.
Yeah, because especially like, why not? I mean, start the multiple profiles, right? Because I think that might be a thing.
It's an overall
profile. Oh, it's an overall setting. Okay. Yeah. So even if you change it, so you might change it back.
It's anyway. My daughter's Disney Plus, and we all use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gotta go along with it. Bake said Zach Moss and Mason too much for Brian Branch and Isaiah Spiller in Dynasty asking for a friend. LOL.
Hey, listen, man.
I don't like Isaiah Spiller. I don't.
Listen, I'm okay with it, but you gotta throw me something in return. Brian Branch is the dog, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay moving him, but you gotta give me another deep. I mean, you gotta give me something, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Tino said I was gonna say that my house, we put the cereal in the fridge when I was a kid. It wasn't until I got married with my wife that I put the cereal in that container. Yeah, I mean
we got those containers now.
I mean, that's the best. I mean, right? Keeps it the freshest is putting it in those containers.
Bakes sent me a third and Mason. I'll give you Branch.
Oh. And Ron said with Montgomery injured, is Gibbs the RB1 this week? How about the RB1A? I feel like
he's the 1B, bro. It just depends on how healthy fucking Reynolds is, bro.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, too, it's I'd say like the game script, if you're looking for a pass catching back, this could be the game script for it. It's a little harder to run on them, but pass catching backs have done okay against them. I think Zach Moss against the Ravens, because that's who they're playing, right? Detroit's playing the Ravens, right? Yeah. Yeah. So like the pass catching running backs have fared well against them, but on the ground, not so much. Yeah. Will they use him like in that fashion? See, he can't pass pro either, bro. That hurts the kid a lot, bro. You can't pass pro. That's like you know.
Yeah, he's not going to be staying on the field.
Yeah, like Bijan can pass pro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether he's better than Algier or not, because Algier's just bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Bruce, he said, hey, yo, he said, happy Friday. He said, just traded Javonte for T. Okay, I like it.
I like it.
He said, so Javonte or Zay Flowers in my flex. Oh, he traded
for Javonte. Huh.
Yeah, see, that's why you can't always tell. Like, I mean, because even the way this
you're playing Javonte against Green Bay. There it is.
Yeah.
Green Bay sucks against the run.
Yeah.
They make running backs have good outings. So does the Broncos.
And Joe said week 7, my whole house of cards is falling apart. I mean, 6 teams on a bye, you know, like this.
I'd rather have it all happen in 1 week.
You know what's crazy is like, it doesn't matter how many spots you have on like your bench. It's never enough. It's never enough.
And like, you know, when I look at my different builds, I probably like out of 14 Hustler dynasties, I probably have like half of them where I'm not ever worrying about anything. The other ones I'm like, mad holes because I'm hella heavy at linebacker or I'm hella heavy at receiver. But you know what I'm saying? And then I just happen to have all the bye weeks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always, I have the teams where they're heavier on something. They're not balanced, you know what I mean? But my balanced teams are the ones that do better. You know what I mean? They just do better. Like I love my teams in like 13 through like 24.
Explain this, Bruce. So he said, he said he needed RB depth. He said passing TDs are only 3 points. Do you mean receiving TDs? Is that why you traded T? And like, what would
that's what he means.
Yeah, so I'm assuming, right? So that's receiving TDs 3 and a rushing TD 6. That's hella crazy. Because it's not like wide receivers score like more touchdowns necessarily than running backs.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Is that the way that it is? And Ron said buys suck for fantasy. I need to get rid of buys and go back to how it used to be before buys. Nah, see what they need to do is do the 2 bye weeks per team, extend it a week, and then I mean we'd get more buys, but we would get less per week, is what I'm assuming.
I don't know. I'm okay with it. It's because like, you know, when you're okay with it, when you're looking across at your opponents and they're all fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens to everybody. So just hopefully you're not on the bad side of it. And if you are, hey, say you're undefeated right now, but you have the bad bye weeks. I'm okay taking this L. I'm going to try to win, but I'm not going to like go panicking and trading away to get pieces. No, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you get it all out the way.
Because you know that we're in for like a lot of shitty weeks, right? Like there's no bye weeks in week 8. But then week 9, 10, and 11, there's 4 teams on the bye each week of those.
Hitters, too. Hitters.
Yeah, week 9, Broncos, Lions, Jags, Niners. Week 10, Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, Eagles. Week 11,
Hitters.
Falcons, Colts, Patriots, Saints. And then we get no week 12 because I think that's the Thanksgiving week, if I'm not mistaken. But then week 13, we got 6 teams on bye again. Ravens, Bills, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Giants. I mean, this week is a lot worse than that. But either way, we're going to be complaining like every week. Yeah, but a lot of people are going to be hurting. And Bruce said, yeah, TDs get split 3 and 3 between the passer and the receiver, 6 for rushing. Man, that's fuck that.
It's unique.
It is.
Yeah. You know, I'm always interested in seeing different people. I'm interested in different leagues that people play in, but like I'm a hard sell. So, you know what I mean? I probably wouldn't join those leagues. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like the context, so it makes us help make a good decision. Yeah, and I'd play Javonte against Green Bay.
And Tina said football's so tough on the body that an extra bye would be nice. Let guys heal up. I mean, that's for sure.
See, and here's where it comes into play too. Is like look at the NBA. They play so many games, so it's a thing to look at average minutes, right?
Yeah.
Right. So like you could theoretically have to expand the practice squads, right? Which they already did, but I mean even more because like on these games, like you might come to certain points where you might have to field entire like, okay, you know, we got his bye week coming up. He's a little nicked up. You know what I mean? We're gonna run the backups. You know what I mean? Or hey, you know, we feel like you'll start seeing decisions being made like that. That'll be annoying for fantasy, but I mean, it'll just be another wrinkle that you have to adapt to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like I don't know why some people didn't like the extra week. They're like, oh, like there were some people making cases for still keeping it a week 16 championship. Like that's stupid.
Because if you guys remember, when it was 16 weeks, the buys hit way harder. Mm-hmm. Like because there was one less week of buys, so they I think there was
there was 2 bye teams. You mean there's 2 bye week teams on?
No. I'm talking about for just for fantasy.
Oh yeah,
16 weeks. You know that's one less week.
Yeah, you had some week 13 buys or 13 buys.
Well, week 13 was the final week, and then so like those extra 2 they got added on, and it was like there was 3 weeks of it was either. Or no, actually, instead of the 2 weeks now that are 2 buys, that was like 4 teams, like all stacked up in the 1 week.
Yeah, we used to have back then with 16 weeks. We used to have 2 weeks in a row. You'd have 6 teams.
Yeah, it was like
the bipocalypse.
It was like week 9 and 10 or 8 and 9.
Yeah, the bipocalypse would always come, or 7 and 8, or like you know what I mean. Or you'd have the mini bipocalypse. We'd be like 4 and 4.
Well, yeah, I mean, until it changed to 17. There was always the minimum was 4 teams that were on a bye. There was never 2 teams on a bye. It was always at least 4.
Oh, that's a cool little fact right there. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was always 4 or 6.
Yeah, the 2 kind of sucks because it's been affecting me this year. It's like, and then I get hit with the 7, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to 6 teams this week. Like, okay, we got to wiggle. We are in attempts to wiggle. Feels good though. When and you know what I'm saying, in some spots where I'm doing bad, or like, you know, but I got Ola Kuhn and ETN, they just give me or Ola Kuhn and Alvin Kamara. I'm like, all right, feeling pretty good.
Hell yeah.
To start off the Thursday.
Bruce said we used to be an 18 team with IDP, so it was to remove stacking bonuses. Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, because like if you were to like have that 40-yard reception and then a 40-yard completion bonus, like that's killer on the stack.
Yeah,
that's a what do we call that? That's a pendulum swinger.
Yeah.
You're down like 30, and then you're like, oh, you get a 60-yard house call from your QB to his receiver, and you got them both, and you're like, oh, let me end this thing. They're like, enough of that. We can't have that anymore. They could have their stacks, but it's going to be limited.
And Joe said, I'm a little worried about the Wolf this week, but I'm also
not.
But he said, but I'm also not.
I mean, listen, bro, by hook or crook, the Wolf gets it. Whether he's running with the whole wolf pack or he's doing it as a lone wolf, because whether garbage time or in real time game flows where they're winning, he's putting it up for fantasy, bro. I almost like the picks. I'd rather have them go for pick sixes because then we're really in the hole. Let's go.
And Ron said, with the Eagles signing Julio, you think he sees touches or the field? Maybe not right away. He probably needs to get a little bit more into game shape. Who knows if he's there? But I think all this does is hurt.
I think we're going to see the ultimate disrespect when he's in rotation with a Quez Watkins in them.
Yeah,
that's
like
what Julio Jones is at this point. He's an outside threat.
Zacchaeus or whatever.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah, Zacchaeus.
Like
exactly. Yeah. And like, you know, Zacchaeus is probably the one that called like, hey, man, what you get Julio, bro? That's my boy. You know, back in Atlanta, bro. I'll call him right now. He'll come through here for like $8. And at the same time, Julio's probably better in the reality playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like at that point or towards the end of the year, it's not someone I think we ever could start, honestly. And like that also says a lot about them needing to keep their pockets loaded because like Devontae Smith, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, he's gonna be like third, maybe at best on the depth chart.
Him being hurt is really fucking him up right now. It's a hammy issue.
Don't like it.
And Jacob said, should I stick with Flex and Myers with no Jimmy G or trust Deontay Johnson first game back? I guess what sucks is they're going up against the Rams, and the Rams corner has been holding peeps down.
But if they play him in the slot, though, that's the thing, right?
Yeah. I'm still leaning Jacoby just in this first game. Back.
Yeah, it's hard to get off the Jacoby play. And I'd rather have it be Brian Hoyer. Yeah, Brian Hoyer can deal.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I mean, it's Chicago.
Yeah,
they're all right.
Ron said, I'm in a league where the commish has put limits on trades, waiver acquisitions.
Let's go kill him.
And he said, what? And
let's go kill that commissioner.
What are your thoughts on leagues with the limits? I hate
like
it.
So I just said, let's go kill him.
Yeah, back in the day, the league, the leagues that I played in, it would like we had a limit on like the amount of season overall acquisitions, and I realized like very, very early in, like that's just not the way to like do.
Back in the days,
really not.
Back in the days on Yahoo, if you had picked someone up and you held them for whatever amount of time it was, I don't know if it was 10 minutes, I don't know, whatever the fuck. You hold them for a little bit, you drop them, they're on the waivers. So I always made sure we had unlimited moves because I'm about to fuck off everybody. That was my thing. You know what I'm saying? But then now the same day drops are free agents. Yeah. Then I started getting slick with it. Like, okay, I'm gonna pick these guys up. And at 11 and at 11 or whatever, right when it's midnight, I'm gonna cut these motherfuckers right 12:01. Cut the motherfuckers, they're on the waivers because I'll be looking at like streaming options my opponent might need. But what's funny about that is like I was unknowingly highlighting certain players that people wouldn't be looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now they're getting streamed against me in weeks to come because I had, I looked at these guys. Maybe I should have just picked them up and held them. You know what I mean? But I was just picking them fucking players up. Oh, he needs a kicker? Fucking all the kickers that are available off for the rest of the Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
It was the move. And then I bet you a lot of people complained about that shit. Because then even like that's why I needed the moves. And then even in my other league, we in my studio league, shout out to my man Eastside Eric, that we had it where biggest point total at the end of the year won a certain pot. The pot was all the transactions. It was $1 a move.
What up, Crispy?
It's $1 a move. So you pick up and drop somebody, that's 2 moves right there. That's $2. For someone like me, I'm like a 60, 70, 80 a move motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But all that money went to the point leader in the regular season. And what's funny about that too is because it would make people not want to make too many moves. So I get everybody. I mean, you fucking cheap ass motherfuckers. I'll spend it. I don't give a fuck. And I won that pot several times too. It's almost like just cover my own money.
But the positional limits, I hate. The only positional limit we have in like all of these leagues is one QB in our 32 team league, and that's it. Like other than that, there is no positional limits because I think things like that just make it easier for people to get people off of waivers, and then really like screws over the super active players who's trying to make moves.
It's trying to make moves and trades. And I mean, and that goes to the two schools of thought, right? Like there's people that just will never trade, and those are the ones that argue like, oh, we need shallow benches, bro. The waivers are going to be like thin. Man, shut the fuck up.
People shouldn't be able to have more. People shouldn't be able to have more than 5 wide receivers on their team, even though they can start 4 at a time.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. The fucking limited shit.
Yeah,
that's the motherfucker. Oh, the bitch told you just put half the dick in there.
Because I'll tell you what sucks.
Putting half the dick in
is so our homie Jarrett from the Houdat Nation, his like main league, it's a 10-teamer, but they have their positional limits on and I told them like, man, like just every year, like that's one thing that really screws you, because like you have to drop one of your good players to pick up a player that like, you know, might be better, maybe not, but he had to drop David Montgomery and like now he got hurt, so I mean I'm sure he's not as mad now as he was, but
and it's like, why isn't there
to fill a spot because he was going to be hurt for multiple weeks or whatever.
How about this? If like for example, there's a lot of people who don't like standings in reverses for the waiver priorities, right?
Yeah.
But the pros for it is that like teams on the bottom can try to build themselves better.
Yeah.
Right. People that like continuous is because they like being a good team and being have a chance to get a priority. You know what I'm saying? I get that too, right? But like I'm always gonna side on standings in reverse because sometimes I need those teams that are bad on the bottom to be able to beat up these other teams with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I hate it when those teams are just so beat up that they're just a bye week. It's only week like 4. You know what I mean? They're like 0-4 and like, oh, you're never gonna win.
Yeah,
you're so active making moves and you can't get a priority because you keep claiming everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, we see some of those bottom teams. Maybe they're not the most active, and that's another reason why they may or may not be one of the bottom teams.
Yeah, Brian.
And he scored the highest one of these last weeks. I think it was last week or something. Big Tons got the high score this past week.
And he paid up for a QB in the Superflex on a bye week. It's crazy. Also, I think, do you think it's crazy that he sold the QB for that cheap?
What was it again?
It was just like McLaurin, basically. It was like McLaurin and another receiver. I mean, he brought back McLaurin. He brought back a receiver.
Oh, Bryce Young. It was Bryce Young. Yeah. I mean, Bryce Young really hasn't been that good. That's the thing. So
I would have took McLaurin so fast.
Oh well, yeah, for sure.
I was mad about that trade. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to say Brian shit, but he don't like me. He don't like me. He literally said it was I was being disrespectful. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even begun to get disrespectful.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of tough in a league like that as well. Like, there's a lot of people who just put it consciously in their head that they're not going to trade.
I don't know.
JJM said the only trade waiver limit we have is no trades during the playoffs. Yeah, and every single redraft, I can't remember what week it is. It might be week 12, might be week 11. I can't remember what it's set to. But yeah, that's the trade deadline there. And for our dynasty leagues that we have, once we get to the playoff teams can only, because there's no limit on trades, but playoff teams can only trade with playoff teams, and non-playoff teams can only trade with non-playoff teams.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bro. I done grew up on Master P, bro. It's no limits, bro. I couldn't stand when anyone put any kind of limit. One of my man, shout out to my man Attila the Killer. Attila would pay me to go party with him on his draft day and just draft for him because he can't.
What up, Giants fans?
He couldn't beat his fucking his work league. He was in it for 10 years. He had never won it.
Yeah.
So for 3 years straight, I would draft for him, and he would always be one of the higher scoring points. But man, for some reason, and they used to call him the bye week. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I came around, They're like, oh, you drafting for the bye week? Like, like they call you the bye week, bro. And like he has like the highest. He's always like highest points against. Like it's insane. And some people just are cursed like that.
10-man league, huh?
It's a 10-man league, yeah,
of course.
And it was a work league and it was a keeper league. So I look at these are your options to keep. I'm like, this is why you keep losing. And then like I remember he had Jordy Nelson. This is the first year when Jordy Nelson went to the Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he's a big Raider fan. And like he had Jordy Nelson, Michael Thomas, and Zeke and Joe Mixon to choose from. He could choose 4. He's like, I want Jordy Nelson. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, we'll draft your fucking Jordy Nelson later. And we're like off in some corner. And then some dude's like, oh yeah, we'll draft Jordy Nelson later. I'm like, damn it. See, you made me say it loud. I'm like, good, fuck Jordy Nelson. You don't even want him. I'm like, I'm like, this is why you're always losing, bro. Shit like this. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
And I drafted a hell of a team for him. And I said, listen, bro, you can call me. And then he just said, I'm going to give you my login. Just set my lineup. Fuck no, bro. You do that shit. I'm like, listen to the podcast. Son of a bitch.
Savages.
Look,
And
he's the best ball guy. I don't think he doesn't even know it. You know what I mean?
Got to create one of those best ball leagues for him where you can still make moves, but still
he's an angry cutter too. He's played in our leagues before. We're like, what leagues where I'm not helping him, but like he's an angry cutter, and I have to call him. Why did you cut him, bro? Like he got picked up. You know who's playing? That guy's playing me now. I'm like, why do you do that? And that's what always happens to me when people disrupt the league. It's disruptive because it affects me. Fuck that shit.
Bruce said every year I always have the most moves. Pretty sure I've set records in my league. Good, as you should, right? Just make those moves.
You done a bid. You got.
Sometimes it comes at a detriment because sometimes maybe you drop someone too early. Because I know I'm guilty of that for sure. Then someone else swoops on it because they saw you. Had you not picked up the person, it might have still been on waivers.
I mean,
you picked them up and dropped them, then it caught to someone else's attention.
Yesterday, I'm just staring down Taysom Hill on the waivers. I keep revisiting it. And then I get an alert and someone picked up Taysom Hill. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Price saved me. And I watch him go off like, damn it. I was just looking at him all day. I was a pussy. I could have pulled the trigger on a short week.
And Kyle said, trade Lamar, Madison, Ford, Michael Thomas for Tyreek and Swift. Hell yeah.
Yep.
And,
done.
He said I'll have to stream QB, single QB league though.
I mean, go see if Sam the Wolf.
Who else is there?
Yeah, see if Sam the Wolf Howell's available or something right now. You know what I mean? Maybe a Geno Smith got dropped over the bye week or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's gonna be ugly if you can't. You gotta secure a QB, like even before you make the trade. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe have him.
Bruce said favorite bogey quote is Brady can just pick up any avocado and make the phone call.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, he has the power of the avocado. We're trying to start the church of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Avocado. The power of the avocado.
Yeah, the blood of Tom will be none other than avocado juice, and
like an avocado ice cream sliver.
The body of Tom, it will be none other than a slice of avocado.
The body of TV12. Today we're gonna read a hymn, and Tom dropped back in the pocket.
And Bruce, he said the blood of Brady compels you.
Hey, Tom Brady. Hey, listen, I swear there is like a Tom Brady cult out there, though.
Oh, for sure. They're in Boston somewhere.
They're all born in like 2000, or they're all born in like from like 95 to like 2001, right? Because they grew up, all they knew was greatness. And then they all converted to Tampa Bay fans.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones that was like, well, I'm a Brady fan. Get the fuck out of here. Just saying.
And Alex Martinez said thoughts on Thoughts on both QBs in Denver? Denver versus Green Bay matchup. He said, "Who outperforms who?"
Probably be Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jair Alexander is a little banged up, but it'd probably be Jordan Love that outperforms just because the Broncos defense is definitely producing top 12 finishes for the QBs in fantasy every fucking week. Like, you could bet on that. Jordan Love, you better not fuck this up.
And JJM said, by the way, you see that flag football will now be in the 2028 Olympics. Yeah, Tyreek Hill said sign him up.
I mean, fuck, that'd be cheating, bro. Especially if like you got the quick twitch, just right when they try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grab your shit. Or can you slap hands too? You can do that, right?
I don't know the rules. He even said he was like, I wouldn't even know the rules. He was like, we'd have to get into, we'd have to learn the rule book and see.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that's hard, bro. Because you know what this does, bro? It brings back old players that start being able to train and compete for the fucking, you know what I mean, the flag football Olympics team.
I don't know. Might not be the old players. They might go younger. They might just go youth.
No, of course, but I'm just saying the old players get a chance to, you know what I mean? Like say, okay, like a Justin Ross, right? A Marquise Goodwin, who's actually like an Olympic runner for real, or he could have competed in the Olympics.
Okay.
You know, think guys like that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking Flash Gordon. You know what I'm saying?
If you still got it, let's see. Yeah, Peacock said I dropped Muth in places even before I knew he was hurt again. Yeah, Smokey the Cat said, bro, Muth is out. I thought he was healthy. What the fuck? Should I just drop him? So they said he's for sure not playing this week, and they said that it's going to be longer than that as well. He re-aggravated the hammy in yesterday's practice. So, yeah, I think you're just free and clear to drop Muth in any redraft format.
I was never a Fire Muth guy. There's too much.
I mean, we just haven't seen it since
it was too touchdown dependent, even when you look at what he's produced. Like, and people are trying to pace him out from like with Kenny Pickett and what he did to close the year last year. That was cool.
And Smokey the Cat said tight end stream Everett, Ertz, Knox, or Henry.
It'd probably be Everett. I know it's like mad touchdown dependent because Zach Ertz is touchdown dependent too. He's been losing a lot to Trey McBride this past few weeks. Like when you look at their routes per run per drop back, you know what I'm saying? Zach Ertz is kind of out there blocking more so, you know what I mean? It really like got the pendulum swung because he was getting like close to double-digit targets on average for the first like 4 weeks.
So I had to double check this, but every single matchup is bad for all these tight ends just on paper. And I think the best one is Gerald Everett. Yeah. So the Chiefs are giving up the 16th least points. Mm-hmm. That's the best matchup.
Yeah. And at this point, you're trying to attach yourself to a higher scoring game. You know what I mean? So yeah, it would be that. I would assume that Chargers could run it up, right?
Oh, Seahawks are giving up the 6th least points. The Patriots are giving up the 12th least, so I guess that's like, would be the second best. So that would be who Dawson Knox over there. And then the Bills, I mean, shit, they're third best against the tight end. So yeah, really bad matchup for Henry.
Yeah.
So, Everett or Knox, those would be the ones that I'd be leaning to. And
I think Everett's a lock for 4 targets.
Yeah.
And then there'll always be red zones usually or possession look.
JJM said, even if Mahomes gets 6 or 7 Super Bowls, people always go back to remember when they were 1 versus 1 in the Super Bowl and Brady beat the brakes off of Mahomes. Yeah, that was.
But they won't mention that Mahomes got banged up. Against the Browns, they lost 2 tackles.
They lost 4 offensive linemen.
4 offensive linemen, and then you're playing a Todd Bowles defense with fucking Adamik Sue. Fucking who else was there? They had the old guys. Adamik Sue,
Shaq Barrett,
JPP, Shaq Barrett. Fucking that's just nasty already. And then you have obviously your Devin White and then your Levante. You know what I'm saying? And then you had fucking that secondary, the safeties were killing shit. You had Whitehead and fucking what's his name? Winfield, because Whitehead was dope over there. Winfield's a bad motherfucker, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, you know, as a compliment, Whitehead was the shit. And they could have picked then who manned up Gronk that whole game? He was the man.
Levante
David manned up Gronk the entire game. And he did that because Gronk scored the first touchdown. Remember? Oh no, was it Antonio Brown? I forget what it was, but Gronk did score a touchdown early, and then he was like, no more of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gronk was on their team. Who scored a touchdown early? Oh, it was Kelsey. He manned up Kelsey. My bad. Why was I saying Gronk? Kelsey scored early, right?
Yeah.
After that, he was like, no more of that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He took on Kelsey the whole game, bro.
He held him down.
And a fun fact, like funny stat, fucking Mahomes had more yards dropping back and backpedaling and fucking like scrambling behind the line than he did passing. That shit was crazy. They had him on the run. What did they do the next year? They brought in They traded for Orlando Brown.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in fucking somebody on that right side. I forget who they brought in, but Kyle Long.
Yeah.
Man, Kyle Long. They're like, fuck that shit. No more of that shit. They went on to win.
And Ortiz family said, bro, I started Hill last night and it was a plus. Yeah. JJM, nobody scored a touchdown for the Chiefs in that game. Oh, yeah. The kicker got all those points. I couldn't do it. The dude, I don't remember who it was, but man, I was so pissed for Mahomes when he did that falling play where he somehow threw it like 30 or 40 yards in the air, only to hit his own player in the face mask in the end zone. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And JJM, it's flag football. You got to choose the smallest, most athletic players to have like the Henry or have people like the Henry stiff arm of doom. J. Phil Godwin or Christian Watson or Gabe Davis at the flex. As of now, I think I'm leaning Godwin. It'd be Godwin, Gabe Davis, and Watson in that order for me. All right. Well, I know Bogey was about to. We're gonna do one dab and then we'll get out of here. We'll give Bogey a second to get back before we sign off here. But yeah, appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Most of you guys rock with us every morning, and we appreciate it. Shout out to the 420 crew. Shout out to everyone who is in on the Patreon action. There goes Bogey. Perfect. We're going to do one dab and then get out of here. And don't forget, Silver Screen Breakdown tonight, 5 o'clock West Coast time. And we are breaking down House of 1,000 Corpses. And it's free on multiple streaming sites. I watched it on Pluto. And Tino said, "Give me Lamar and Tyreek. I'll bring the yeah. Give me Lamar and Tyreek. I'll bring in the gold." I know, right?
It's crazy because like you're gonna see some crazy ass prolific passers come out of nowhere, and I wonder like if the ball is like, what's the ball gonna be like? Is it gonna be like a regulation? You know what I mean? Like,
I have no idea, but it is gonna be the 2028 Olympics are in America, right? In the USA.
You got me. So that's when it's gonna because we got an Olympics coming up next year.
It's in LA.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wonder where it's going to be at. Like, they're going to have to clear a lot of bums.
What'd you say?
They're going to have to clear out a lot of bums.
I mean, they're going to be having shit at SoFi. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other, I don't know the exact locations, but for the
summer game, is that what we're on track for? Summer games? Because we're 2024, right? That's the next one. Summer game.
Yeah. Yes, and even that, I wonder how would that work when because when do the Olympics take place? Is it July? That well, yeah, but like when in the summer, isn't it like July?
Every
like
4
right
years.
before.
I don't
right
know. You got me. I know it was like June time, and I was in LA at a Greyhound a Greyhound station, and we were watching Michael Phelps get gold medals. I'll never forget that. Like, oh shit, this guy got fucking 12 of them motherfuckers now. And just hella foods was just crowded around the little TV that was hanging on the thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it is.
It was definitely June time.
So it's in July. It says July 14th through 30th. That's 2028. And shout out to Brighton, to Brighton. What is it? Brighton Dub. Yeah, give me 1 second. We'll answer your question over here. And but yeah, interesting. Cheetah was the one. I listened to his podcast just to kind of get any insight I can on anything. And his co-host brought that up, and he said that he'd play.
Yeah, because he said he's going to retire in X amount of years too. Remember?
Yeah, I mean, he would be retired. He would be retired before then, right?
Yep. And then you would start training
at the end of his contract.
And then you would start training. And like, it's not like, okay, we're only playing in the Olympics. No, you have to like, it's be years of getting into, like the brackets or whatever the fuck and getting qualified. And you know what I mean?
He might just go be a sprinter for fun.
I mean,
remember when
Marquise Goodwin was like he was training to do the Olympics, bro. He was going to be an Olympic track runner, bro. Even like Julio Jones, like probably could have did that. Supposedly Julio Jones was like one of the, you know what I mean? He was a fucking track star, bro. Jordy Nelson.
Do you remember in the off season when I found that video of Tyreek competing?
Mm-hmm.
Man, he dusted those fools.
Mm-hmm. All of them.
It didn't even look like he had good running form, like everyone else. So
that's the thing.
His arms are all wide, out compared to everybody, but it didn't matter. He's just got that raw speed.
Yeah. I know, right? When he hones his shit.
Yeah, if he actually had like decent,
because he'll probably like when you play flag football, he's probably gonna lose significant amount of weight. Like you don't need to be as bulky,
right?
Because he's kind of built like a Steve Smith Sr. kind of.
I mean, he doesn't want to take any hits, but he's definitely built a little bit to withstand some hits.
Exactly, right? So he probably lose a little bit because that'll make him faster, even especially if he gets by the time he gets to 2028. How old is he? 36. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's 30 right now, right?
Yeah.
So he won't even be that old.
35.
He'll be 35.
And Brighton, yeah, is that how you say it? And he said, should I trade Adam Thielen for Raheem and Pittman? I have A-Chain on the IR. I'm 3-3. Nah, man, I'm not trading Thielen away. He has been destroying it out there. I know he's on a bye week. I'd want way more for him if I'm trading.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm okay moving him. Let's get a little more, because at the same time too, it's like there is a slim chance when the play calling is different, and then Bryce Young comes out and he spreads the ball a little around a little more. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that's a real possibility. So I wouldn't mind selling high, but you gotta sell high. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
Yeah, the one thing that I like about Bryce and Thielen is their rapport. Like no matter what, it's like. It doesn't look like he has any with DJ Chark. Doesn't look like he has any with Hayden Hurst or anybody else. It's like they keep putting Thielen in the slot, and he's just like beating the zone like every time.
Yeah.
Bruce said Raheem's money, though. Yeah, I mean, he is, but we've seen him get hurt. We know Jeff Wilson's coming back, and we sure as hell know that A-Chain is coming back, and I know he has them, but still.
I'm okay with that trade, though. You know what I mean? For the sake of it. Just if I can get more, I'm going to get more.
What up, Tomas? What up, bro?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get up out of here. We'll be back at 1:00 West Coast time for FNT. We're talking Friday injury reports. This is pretty much the last day of official injury news for any of the Sunday games. So make sure you are here. Super important. And the way you can get notifications outside of Facebook is joining the 420 crew. Get over there, 420crew.org. Go join the crew. All right, Bogey, let them know.
Hey, just check me out everywhere. Bogard Scott free on all streaming platforms. Check out, we got a bunch of new joints. You know what I mean? Peep the music. It's just slap.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get up out of here. Send us home, Bogey.
Let's go. Week 7. Give me money.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the